Man,
All right, guys, welcome to In the Zone episode 3. If I'm a little dejected, it's because we've done this for like what is it? The second time, third time. First time it was because I couldn't hear Omar the first time. The second time it was because his audio is corrupted, and the third time is because my computer shut down. Like what, 5 minutes into the video?
yeah.
Dude, like I just had this discussion. We were supposed to start at like 10:30, 11, for the first time. And so we got moved to that back, because he was driving his parents, he was doing whatever. It's like, okay, fine. And then he got moved to 4. I get off work at like 2. So I was like, all right, we can get this done ASAP. And he's like, yeah, let's do this at 2:30. And it's like, oh, wait, I got to go shopping. And then Omar was like, oh, nope, got to go to the Xfinity store. Gets moved to like
Yeah.
3:30, gets moved to 4, gets moved to like 6:30, gets
Seven.
moved to 7:30, gets moved to 7:45 because of
Now
the
it's
audio. And
8:30.
now here we are. All right, so distractions aside, so on the docket for today is Barcelona. Dang it, this is so depressing, man. This Barcelona, UCL, Dragon Ball, and Texans. Those are the 3 things. I'll let you. The Texans, you're probably just gonna rant. Let's be honest here, but
Yeah.
those are the stuff on the docket today. So Omar, thank you for coming for the second
Thanks for having me, man.
time. Phrasing, yeah. Uh, but like, okay, so I don't know if I can. I'll just ask the same question again. How did you become a
Yeah.
Barca fan?
Like I said before, it was happening.
You have to
Um,
remember they can't see that. That's the problem.
yeah.
The video's corrupt. Not
I know,
only,
but only us two.
just
Nah,
it's
but
so weird. Until we get back to where we were, then it'll be fine. But like,
yeah. Well, my dad was always a Barca fan. And then so I grew up since I was like literally since I was a little kid when I was born. I kept watching Barca games all the time. That's why I became a Barca fan.
yeah. So I don't know. I didn't tell. I told the story in the other video, but damn it, now I gotta do it. So I'm Atletico Madrid fan. So for those of you who don't know, my primary team is Atletico. My secondary team is Barca. And I have if Atletico, I told Omar this, if Atletico aren't the team that's facing for Barca, that is who I'm rooting for. I supported Atletico since what, like 13, 14, 14, 15. And Griezmann was the person who I watched that got me into not only the sport of football or soccer. We'll call it. Should we call it? I think we should call it. Yeah. Let's get. It
It's
would be
called
weird.
soccer.
Yeah, like it would be weird to call it football or football.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we're in America. Like people are
Yeah, you used to say
actually.
soccer.
Yeah, so let's just say soccer. But he got me into the sport of soccer. He scored 2 goals. And then Atletico. I remember watching the highlight. I'd watched the whole game and I watched the highlights in ESPN FC. And for those of you who are questioning me, like, dude, Nick, you watched the whole game. Why are you watching the highlights? Trust me, like that's something that dudes do. I think Omar can
Yeah.
attest. Like you'll watch the Super Bowl, but you'll still watch the Super Bowl highlights. Like or you'll
Yeah.
watch a Texans game, you'll still watch the Texans highlights. It's something that I don't know if only dudes do. I can speak for myself when I say I do that. I've watched the Atletico Liverpool game like I don't know, like 50 times minimum.
Yeah.
So like
Especially whenever like it's a UCL game and like you're at school,
yeah,
you just go to YouTube,
yeah, you're
watch the
just like
highlight.
yeah. I
Like
always put off like whatever class it is. If there's a test, I'll
yeah,
just ask the teacher, "Yo, can I
yeah,
just
same.
watch this today and do this in
And
the
then
morning?"
I'll get home and we'll see like like the last 20 minutes or so
Yeah.
like on TV, and then I'll still be watching it like on YouTube after it's done.
But as I mentioned to, well, I didn't actually mention this. It's in the dang it. This is until we get to like past this point. It's gonna be so weird to repeat this. But Barcelona, in my opinion, I don't think they're the best club in the world. I don't know about Omar. I don't know about your opinion, but used to, I think we can 100% say, especially at the first year of MSN, and especially in the early 2010s and like the middle 2000s. I think most people could say Barcelona was the peak club in world football, in world soccer. Sorry, and I think that Cruyff had a big influence on that. La Masia had a big influence on that, especially with the 2010s when everyone hit their stride. But I think Cruyff revolutionized the game, but he revolutionized Barca itself because until like, was it '94 that they won their first one, the UCL? It was called like the UEFA Cup back then, but like it's the UCL.
I think it was in the 90s.
It was in the '90s, I know for sure, and it was like the best team that they had ever assembled, and that was assembled because Cruyff convinced everyone to come there. He influenced new tactics that changed the game as we know it. Like beforehand, it was either all defense or it was like 12 in the midfield or something like that. Like it was pretty drastic and like contradicting, but Cruyff added a new flux with it. He
Oh, it
added
was in
the role.
92. Not bad. 92.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So he had to do his new flair, and he brought in all the players. He gave new tactics, instructions. So beforehand, people were stuck in a specific position, and it was like pretty basic. Like if you were to look at it on the pitch, it would look exactly like that in real life. But like whenever Cruyff came, and especially with the rise of Messi, the false nine role really stuck
Yeah.
again. Like total football. So like for those of you who don't know, a 4-3-3, I think that's like what Barca runs, right? That's
Yeah.
what we run.
Yeah. 4-3-3.
Okay, so 4-3-3 is a goalie, four defenders, two fullbacks, two of them fullbacks, three midfielders. It can either be two holding, one CDM, and then or one cam, two center mids, and then or just three center mids. It could be any variation. Two DMs if you want to be super defensive, and then wingers at the top. People out wide, get the ball and cross into the box, which is just play the ball into the box, and then
Or
the
whenever you
striker
play
to
the false
touch it.
nine.
Yeah, but like if you were to look at the pitch at that moment, before Cruyff came, it would look exactly like that as I described it. 4-3-3. But when Cruyff came, it would be like 4-2, like 1-5 or something like that. Like
Yeah,
it
or
would
it'd
be
be like
all
a
over the
diamond
place.
shape.
People had the freedom, right? So Cruyff revolutionized it and took Barca to where they are right now, or where they're at least in contention, even if they're not. Because I think that they've fallen behind the power curve. Even though they still have Messi, you wouldn't pick them over Bayern because Bayern have like a better team, better run, and then Real Madrid, just beat them to La Liga and have the way better defense, way more consistent defense at least. Ter Stegen, I think it was more crucial to Barca than to Courtois, to Real, and all of them, But like I think used to at the peak of MSN days, you could say that at any point, Messi was the best player. With Ronaldo, like I think that Messi is the GOAT, but I think Ronaldo is as good. As I've said in the other video, I'm gonna keep referencing that until we get past that point. Atletico fan, as Atletico primary supporter, I felt the full blunt of Messi and Ronaldo. Both ends. Ronaldo in the UCL, Messi in La Liga. Those two, I think they're the greatest of all time. I think for a team, I would rather have Messi. But as Vicente, I mentioned this in the other video. But Vicente put it best about Ronaldo. He's a total diva, but by God, that man can ball. He can save any team, like with Ronaldo at Real Madrid, in that Real Madrid jersey.
I see Ronaldo as like you want to do like NBA terms. Ronaldo is like what?
LeBron?
Nah, I want to say like Curry, because he always comes clutch.
It's the other way. I feel like Messi is like Curry, technically slick.
No, but I feel like Messi's like
smooth,
like
not the tallest, great handles, but LeBron's just a physical monster, he can win you a game.
I'm not talking about physicalness. I'm talking about like the team in general, like around the player. I want to say like Messi will be like MJ, like the best, and then he'll be able to like, he was unguardable,
So is Ronaldo. I don't think Messi is errorless. Ronaldo is error. You can always find a place for, tall, big, strong guys who are extremely fast and great at goal scoring. You can't always find in history, small, agile players. I mean, sure you can, Pele and Maradona were prime examples. But like, I feel like Messi thrives in this area because of the tactical prowess that he's allowed, He's allowed to freely roam the pitch, But we're not here to discuss the GOAT conversation. We're here to discuss Barca. So Omar, first of all, again, thank you for coming on to this episode. I didn't say it in this part because I already said it twice now.
Yeah.
Again, for those of you who don't remember me saying this, but the video is corrupted multiple times, because of audio or because of my computer shut down. So we're back here, but Omar, so let's talk about Barcelona for a second. As I said, they have Defo in contention for the best club in the world. At the very minimum. I think that's what everyone will say. Barcelona still have that aura, especially with Messi on the pitch. But I think we can both agree that they're not the same that they used to be, especially with that since the leaving of Neymar. They've had holes in the fence, holes in midfield. They're still looking for a Xavi Iniesta type, and they sold it in Arthur in what I thought would have been the next Iniesta. I think he would have been perfect for Barca. But if you were a Barca person, as you are, but if you were a Barca, training supporter or person at the top of the hierarchy, how would you try and address fixing the club?
Fixing the club?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, first of all, I'm gonna say I agree with you with everything that you said. About Barca not being the best. They're not right now. like you said, I think
Who do you wait?
Bayern,
Who do you think is the best? I said
Bayern,
who I think that you are.
Bayern
Bayern.
Munich. I think Bayern Munich is a
They're
team
just
to
so
beat right now.
Bayern compared to Barca.
They're just
It's like a
complete.
well-oiled machine
It's
versus
complete.
something that looks really great on the outside but is terrible on the inside. I feel like Bayern. Everyone that's Bayern, like I remember watching the Chelsea game. They wouldn't run to the goal scorer. They ran to the person who assisted the pass.
Yeah.
With Barca,
first of all, you have Lewandowski who's having like a great year right now.
Yeah.
And second of all, you have this wonder kid who's I think is very, very underrated, who's so fast, can play as a left wing, left mid, or even left back. Alphonso Davies. He's a beast. That dude's a beast.
And then Thomas Muller's resurgent. I think I've always wanted to compare myself to Griezmann, but at the same time, I feel like I'm closer to not technically gifted, not savvy, with the ball, not even, the strongest, not even the fastest. I am fast. I think we can both agree on that.
Yeah,
but
you are.
He works hard and he's always in the right place at the right time.
He's at the right place at the right time.
Even if he's not the best technically, he's still always there for the team whenever the team needs it. He's willing to do whatever it takes for the team to win. I think Barcelona don't have that anymore. They have the three.
The thing is,
they have Messi, obviously, who's doing anything.
I think Barca,
Piqué,
I think Barca, they always been like, they don't want that type of guy. They rather play as a team, Because look, like, we haven't started getting like a real 9 till we got Luis Suarez. Because before then, we were playing Messi as a false 9.
Yeah, and then like David Villa or Pedro Neymar on the wings,
Yeah, exactly. And we always played as a team. We never had that 1-9 that stayed at like the middle, pass it to him and just shoot and score. We never had like that 9. We could have had Zlatan Ibrahimovic. He was there, but Guardiola didn't have that mindset.
He conflicted with Messi's interest and the team's interest, and
exactly.
he wasn't, even though he was definitely a talent there. He never fit the Barca thing. But I think,
and I said we had him in his prime too, because he was
PSG
young.
was his prime. Man U and PSG was his prime.
I say Milan was his prime, low key.
Nah.
Yeah, I don't know.
With Zlatan at Man U, you had the aura that he would win Man U games. Very few players have had that aura. And same with PSG. You felt he could go off for a hat against anything.
I didn't really see much him in Man U because Man U at that time, they were like really down. And they were playing Europa League. So like that's why I was like, oh man, I'm not gonna waste my time. But yeah, he was still right now, he's still good,
But I feel like for a club to resurge to where they are, so Bayern have, again, I've mentioned, they have that player.
And they have
multiple.
Too. They have Sane. They just got Sane too.
Yeah, they have multiple players who are willing to die for the club. Nori is willing to do whatever it takes. I don't know if you saw the image where he had like that huge cut on his head in the Bundesliga game, but he was willing to do whatever. He was willing to do whatever it took. Let me think here. Kimmich willing to do whatever it takes. He normally plays right back. He got moved to center midfielder just like that. And he's like, all right, let's do this. Muller, Coman, even though he's not there all the time, he's always there for the club. He's always willing to, run back down the line over and over and over, and he has shown his promise, So I feel like Barcelona have those players, they have Vidal. They have,
they did too.
They have Semedo, Roberto, but they don't play them, like they don't play him either in the right position or they don't trust him in the system, like people like those who are willing to die for the club are a dying breed, people who are willing to put everything over the edge. And I think that's why, that's why Atletico beat Liverpool. Teams like Atletico who are not talented as Barcelona, as a Liverpool, as a Real Madrid, as a Bayern. They're willing to go toe-to-toe with them because they're willing to put their bodies, their lives on the line, to just go in after the ball, dive in, get a red card, play dirty, be ugly. But at the end of the day, they value winning over everything. I think Barcelona don't do that as much, I remember there was a line Luis Figo mentioned about both Barcelona and Real Madrid, when he was in his last club, before he retired, he said, Barcelona and Real Madrid are like, their fans, they prefer the style and then the win. You have to look good winning and rather than just win. I think that's the issue, If Mourinho came to Barcelona, he would fix, the winning issue, even though they don't have issues with the league as much as people think they do, he would fix the UCL. It might not be pretty, it might not be Barcelona.
I wouldn't like Mourinho as a Barcelona.
Exactly. He wouldn't like him, but, he would still win games. That's what the dude does.
Yeah, you got the mentality, of course. Yeah.
That's the issue with they don't have that mentality of let's just win first and then look good winning. It's just, well, let's just look good. And if we win, we win. If we lose, we lose. Yeah.
Stuff, yeah.
But
I agree with that.
if you were okay, so first of all, if you were Barca, what would you change about the current team, and what would you try and bring into the current team? So like, who would you sell? Who would you loan in? Who would you loan out? Who would you buy?
First of all, I think the main reason why Barca went down a lot was because of the president, Bartomeu. He's is corrupt. Not corrupt, but he's like that.
He's an
He's like
idiot that
he's
plays
a
FIFA
cancer
career
right
mode
now.
that just got a big job, basically.
Yeah, he's messing up the league so much. I mean, not the league, the team, and he needs to get out because even Guardiola, Xavi, we could have like all these good managers. Even Raika said he'll be back as a manager, but nobody wants to play. Nobody wants to come back because they don't want to play or be coaching under the staff of Bartomeu because he knows that he's going to want control. He's going to do it the way he wants to do it, and the way he does it is like it's not good. We've seen it already. We haven't won.
Yeah.
No, we haven't this year. We're probably not going to win the UCO either.
Yeah.
So yeah, first of all, it's him. Second of all, I don't think we're wasting so much money on players, and we're just wasting their talent, just
Yeah,
giving
like
them
so, like
away.
I think a prime example. I think the best example, the two best examples are Griezmann and Coutinho. I think Dembele still has the potential to grow into the superstar, and he's shown it for sure. He is definitely for sure shown it, especially last season. He showed it, even though he played like 20 games. He had like 8 goals, 7 assists in those 20 games. That's insane for a winger. That's not Messi, Ronaldo, or the Salah from like 17, 18. That's insane. But with Griezmann, he's like one of those players that's willing to die for the club. I mean, Atletico Madrid,
Yeah.
he was the star man there, and he was willing to do whatever it took for the club to, get past the level. He was the main reason we were allowed to, play some crap offensively 90% of the time, but still score like a decent amount of goals to where we could win the game. It's because we had him. And at Barcelona, I fully expected him to thrive, even though he would play Messi's same role, the number 10, the person who's the star. He knew that coming into Barcelona. He knew that he was never going to be the star. It was always going to be Messi. But with Barcelona, they play him out of position. They don't play him in the right position. They don't treat him as he should be. He's a star player signed for 100 million, 120 million. He's a star player that should be treated as such. But they don't treat him, they freaking put him on the bench, and for Ansu Fati, who I think we can all agree is really good, but not better than Griezmann. Like, Griezmann should be always starting over Fati. Fati should be subbing on for him. And the same with Coutinho. They always played him out of position. He was meant to be a left winger, even though people were saying he should be the Iniesta. No, he shouldn't. He played at left wing for Liverpool. He was thriving at left wing for Liverpool. And he was willing to do what it took for Liverpool to, get a creative flair and win the game. But with Barcelona, he doesn't have to do that. So they just shuffled him in the midfield and said, all right, just dribble around for a bit, pass around for a bit, and that's your day. He wasn't allowed to have the freedom that he did. I think that's an issue with the club. They have to have good morale.
I'll get to it right now. But the thing is about me, I'm not, this, I'm not a really big fan of Griezmann, and like you say, he's the type of player that will give everything for the badge to win and everything, and I respect that about him. I always said it that he's not a Barca type of guy, and I guess I don't know if you can see it, but I saw it from this year. He didn't have a good year, but it wasn't his fault as well. It's the coach's fault. I even blame Messi on this because Messi, he can. There's some times that Messi didn't even want to pass the ball to Griezmann, where Griezmann had the time to,
Yeah, so I think the best example, for those of you who don't know about that, I think the best example is to watch Messi's goal against Atletico in the league. 100%. He could have passed it to Griezmann, but he instead used Griezmann as a dummy to get the shot opening. He could have passed it to Griezmann. Griezmann was up on the left, so people at Atletico, I think it was Trippier, was focused on Griezmann and Messi. So he shuffled more to Griezmann, and Messi had the opening, and he shot the ball and scored. It's Messi. But that, I think, is the perfect example of what Omar is talking about. He saw Griezmann. He acknowledged Griezmann was there, but he didn't pass it to him because he wanted to take it in himself. That's not Messi being selfish. I'm not saying he's selfish. That's just showing that he doesn't trust him as much as he trusts himself.
Yeah, like he doesn't have that trust the way he had his trust with Neymar.
Yeah. Like with Neymar, he would pass that 100%.
Exactly.
He trusted Neymar as much as he trusted himself.
I feel like whenever Neymar was there, and whenever MSN was there, like the three people were playing for fun. Yeah. And my dad will always say this thing that like, if you play soccer or you play any sports for fun, you play better than you be playing as a job where like being pressured to it, and I agree with that.
Yeah, that's the difference between college and the NFL. That's my opinion. That's why college football, in my opinion, is better than the NFL, is because
Yeah,
they play
they're
it for
playing
fun. They don't
for
play it
fun and
for
for like the passion and everything.
yeah.
Yeah,
They play it for the school. They don't play it for the money.
the
Because
money.
at the end of the day, I remember hearing sports is a business. That's what it is. But
Mhm.
whenever you play soccer, it's not meant to be a business. It's meant to
It's
play
not
for fun with your mates. That's why you get
exactly.
transfers all the time.
Yeah, and then so there's of course this rumor saying, oh, we should bring Neymar back because Messi wants to be happy. La da da da. Honestly, no.
You don't want Neymar back? Well, obviously you would love to have a quality player like Neymar, but you don't want him back for the club?
No.
Why not?
I see him as another CR7 or even worse than CR7. He's just a diva, First of all,
His talent, he worked for Barca, even though he was a total diva.
it's not a,
There was one point, I think I will always stand by this statement. I remember people were like, oh, Hazard and Neymar at their best. At their best, Hazard was, second in the World Cup, At his best, Neymar, whenever he had that headband on when Messi went down, you could genuinely have made the argument that he was better than Ronaldo. That has never been said. Like, that was peak Neymar. That was
but
when I thought,
you gotta
this guy
remember
is
that was
as good as Messi and
you
Ronaldo.
gotta
This is
remember
why
though.
he's talented for this stuff,
You gotta remember that was back in what, like 4
like
years
15,
ago?
16? Yeah.
4
14,
years
15,
ago?
15, 16?
Neymar was a lot more younger. Suarez was a lot more younger. Messi was a lot more younger. And second of all, Neymar had a lot less injuries. Okay? I just want to say
And all
that.
was missing but I think this year showed exactly why PSG brought him in. Because I remember
Yeah, he had a good year.
I remember talking to, was it you I was talking to you, or is it Wyatt? I remember saying, he said Dortmund's gonna win. They have the way better, the mentality. It's like, no, PSG
It
has
was
Neymar.
me.
They
It was
have
me.
that one person
I
who can
wanted Dortmund too.
override that. Like
Yeah.
Neymar, whenever he plays, whenever he actually plays, people hate on him, but the man is a baller. He's the third best player when he's at fully fit. Anyone in the world, like, he is my pick for the third best player. I don't care about De Bruyne. I don't care about Lewandowski. They are not single-handedly. I don't feel like they can single-handedly win, like, a team like PSG a game. They have the potential to, obviously, every player in the top five, Messi, Ronaldo, Lewandowski, De Bruyne, and Neymar, they all had the potential to win matches. But I feel like Neymar can change the whole outcome by just being there. And I think that did show in the Dortmund eye, because whenever he arrived with his, headphones on, with a Bluetooth speaker, like, this man was straight up so cocky. You knew that he was going to get the job done.
I like Neymar.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. When he was in Barca, he was like my favorite one, I want to say. But, what kind of message is that, though, like, for the fans?
But the problem is that showed he was confident enough in his team that, he could be loose, he could be relaxed. And that showed. I remember seeing Grant look at him like.
Us Barca fan, we don't see it like that, as him being confident or him trying to do the more like a harder obstacle and wants to take, like the way you said it. We saw it as a greedy type of thing. He just wanted more money. Let's say it like that. He wanted more money. He wanted to be outside of Messi. He wanted to get out of Messi's shadow and get more money. But in reality,
he ended up in Mbappe's shadow.
Mbappe's shadows, exactly. Yeah. But he's a player. I don't think he's that type of player where he has the mentality to carry a franchise like Messi does or like CR7 does. I don't think so. But
so who do you think? If not Neymar, as the fans would like, who would you sign? Would you sign Lautaro Martinez, or would you try and go, fix the rest of the squad, or would you try and get the support for Suarez, the future Suarez, basically?
I'll bring Lautaro Martinez, yeah, because I think he's the good and the good replacement for Suarez, because I don't see nobody being the next Messi as a false nine. I don't see
especially it. I mean, they have Griezmann, but he's nowhere near Messi's level.
Yeah.
I mean, as much as I love the man, he's not. I think there was a times where he was the third best player in the world, over Neymar, even though I said Neymar at his best is the third best player. But Griezmann, for like times at the Atletico, there genuinely was times where you could say, this guy is like the third best player. 2016 is the perfect example, The man had like three finals, finished second in La Liga by like 5 points, and almost won everything if it wasn't for Ronaldo,
I was being a jerk at that time, I was just being ignorant. But that Ballon d'Or that Modric won, I think, now seeing it, I think Griezmann deserved it, honestly. So
Like,
yeah,
yeah, as much as I know why it says this, because I say it about David Silva. It's like, it's not the fact that I hate the player, it's the fact that I hate the person supporting it. You know, like, I think me saying Griezmann is like the third best player is just what makes it like worse. But like at the same time, the man steps up in the big occasion when the team needs
yeah,
him. You know, he's
and,
always there for the team. Like France, he scored more goals from open play than Harry Kane, who won the Golden Boot. He scored more goals than Hazard, more goals than Neymar. Like the same amount as Coutinho. Like the man was, and he had the most assists. Like that is for the World Cup winning team. He should have gotten the silver ball. As great as Hazard was, I think he should have been. I think he
yeah,
could have at least been in contention. And I think that saying that he's not the third best player in the world in those years, it's like, yeah, it makes sense, you know, because if you're going by pure talent, let's be honest, no one but Messi and Ronaldo should win the Ballon d'Or. Like they're the two of the best ever, you know, two of the
not
top
even Ronaldo. I
players.
don't think Ronaldo's a talent. He's just a hardworking type of guy.
He's a talent. Like, come on, you can't score 670 plus goals and not be a talent. Like that
Nah,
is a talent.
I see Ronaldo more of an example of hard worker type of the person.
And then Messi is like the pure technical ability.
Talent.
This is what he was given,
Yeah.
you know. But
Mm-hmm.
Ronaldo was given a god body, and he worked at it to keep it.
Of
At
course,
that.
he worked hard for it, you know.
Yeah.
I
But
remember,
okay, so
I saw this documentary or this video that the Manchester United old trainer and stuff that whenever Ronaldo
was
Ronaldo
it
just got
Tevez
there.
who also mentioned? He's like, he would get up at like 8 a.m, and he was like
Exactly.
the second
Yeah.
one there, and then he was like, you know, how early do you get here? Early enough. And he's like,
Yeah,
I'm gonna get here early before you. And he just
this.
comes in at 4 a.m, and like Tevez comes in at 4 a.m, and Ronaldo is already there. You know,
Yeah,
it's like,
and,
that's what shows Ronaldo. Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, Ronaldo's he's the best. For me, the best of all time is Ronaldo and Messi. Okay, not in that order, but it's like that. For me, it's like this. You know.
As like, even if you hate the man, you gotta respect his game. You
Yeah,
know, like, the man can.
I'm gonna tell you
There's
this.
always an
I'm gonna
aura with the Ronaldo-led team.
I'm gonna tell you this straight up. I was a fan of Ronaldo whenever Ronaldo was Manchester United. I'm gonna be honest. He was my favorite player at that time because I feel at that time he didn't have that diva type of mentality. You know, like, oh, I'm the best. I'm the best. He at that time he was working more. He was striving to be the best or try to be top 3 or whatever.
He was talking less too.
Yeah, exactly.
He didn't say I'm the best. He was like, why am I not the best? You know, like, he was asking the question instead of actually answering it.
He went to Real Madrid, and it's not the him going to Real Madrid, and I'm a Barca fan type of guy, and like, oh no, that can be my favorite player no more, you know? No, because I see Marco Asensio as one of my favorite players right now, you know? But he after he went to Real Madrid, he became having that diva type of mentality, and that's what people don't like about him, you know? But for me, he's the best, you know, one of the best. If I could choose to be Messi or Ronaldo, I'll be Ronaldo anytime.
Yeah, obviously. The man, dude, he's like a foot taller than you. Obviously, he would pick to be him.
I hate him.
Tall man. Yo, I'm the same height as him, though. Fair play, you know. Actually, no, I'm taller than him by like an inch. So, you know, Ronaldo vibes over here. But yeah, so if you weren't to get Neymar and you were to get Lautaro, would there be anywhere else that you try to fix? I saw that Artur and Pjanic, the swap. I want to hear you. I'll say my thoughts really quick, and I'm gonna say something. I think if it's a win now, if you're going to win now, get the best out of Messi, this is the perfect move. But if you're actually ruining the future of the club, this is the worst move possible. You know, Pjanic is still good. I don't think people understand how good he is. It's because he doesn't play. He's not the star man anymore. At Roma, this man was balling. He was balling for Roma. Roma. It's like, come on. The man can still ball for Juve, and he can still play. You know, he's just not as fast as he used to be. But he's still got the technical ability to fit in the Barca, especially when you have, you know, Busquets, you know, and Vidal next to him. You need that technical quality in the midfield, you know. Eventually, you're going to need it.
You asked me about what I will still keep doing or try to fix a club or for the future. Honestly, I'll sell Messi.
You would sell Messi? You would get rid of him? Why?
I would get rid of him. I feel like we rely on him too much. I think it's the best for him and the best for Barca. He's like, you know, all the balls keeps going to Messi. Like, here, Messi, you know, you do whatever
you want. Yeah, do
exactly.
Whatever you want.
You know, whenever Guardiola was there, it was like to play as a team. It wasn't really Messi, but Messi fit in that thing, you know.
Yeah.
So like, in order to play as a team again, we gotta get rid of the guy who's not making us play as a team anymore. It's just basically his team, you know. So I'll sell Messi.
That's a super you've got to defend it better than saying, you know, you got to get rid of him because he doesn't work for the team. Why would you get rid of him because he doesn't work for the team? Do you think that if you substituted him for someone else, that it would be just instant fix. I don't think you would. I think you would make it
No, it's
worse.
gonna
You
take
know,
time. It's gonna take time, of
I think
course.
it would make it worse, especially because of the pianist trade. I don't think that you can do it right now because they literally made that move to like win now with Barca. You know, like
Yeah,
this
no,
is
it's
the
gonna
move
take
to win now.
time for Barca to take the ground. If Messi leaves the first season or so, we're not gonna be top 3, I want to say, in the league. So
Nah,
yeah,
they still have the talent to do it. They just wouldn't have the mentality. They
I
want
don't
like
know.
one player
I
that
don't
can
know.
get them open.
I'm actually like waiting for that day to happen to see how it's gonna happen or not. But like
I know there's like
also
a I know there's like a running
also
meme about
Messi.
our kit, Barcelona's kit. It's like looks like Crystal Palace. It's like when Messi leaves, they're gonna fully turn into Crystal Palace.
Yeah, I
It's
saw
like
this meme that like whenever Messi leaves, we could turn to Milan. Like it's might happen, you know. But
Milan's
I would
coming back though. You know, it shows that you could still come back. But okay, so you would sell Messi, you would sign Lautaro. Well, Messi, you would sell it if like if you're gonna fix the future of Barca, you would want to
the
sell a
way it
player
looks
who's
like
not making you as a team.
the
You know,
way he's staying right now, we might let Messi go for free because
he's not
he
leaving
might
for free.
no
He's
because
already said that he's gonna go to Newell's when he retires, so he's not
yeah,
leaving Barca anytime soon. I
but
don't think he's
yeah, but right now like they were supposed to renew his contract like a month or two like ago, but they didn't. He canceled the contract talks because he's pissed right now because he doesn't like the president, you know.
obviously. I mean, I wouldn't like
So
that situation
and,
either.
and I just saw on Instagram like yesterday or so that his dad bought a house or he's in Milan right now to talk to with Inter.
Yeah, did you see
So
what Conte said? He said it'd be easier to move the statue than sign Messi.
yeah, but you know it may or might not happen. I would like to see Ronaldo and Messi at the same club. You
That's
know,
all. I think that's how they're gonna. They should retire. That should be
yeah. But
before
if
they
that
both
happens,
retire. That should be the final hurrah. They
if
have
that
to be on a
happens,
club.
I don't want him to go to a team like Juventus or like a team that's really complete. I want him to go to a team like go to Newcastle. You know, like a team that or Leeds, a team that has good fans, good
Like
history.
Chelsea. Chelsea would be a decent one. You know, like young players, Werner, Ziyech. You know, that would be a good one. You know, it's not a
I'll
complete
say Man
squad.
U, low key. I'll say Man U.
Hell no. Hell
Mm.
no. Messi
No,
and
but
Trent.
you know, but most likely it's gonna happen here in MLS, though. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like,
But,
so okay. So what else would you do if you were in the Barca scene? You would sell
so
Messi, maybe not now, but like a few years on. You know, to where you
yeah.
can like where you're safe to say, you know what, we can build this team now where it's like it's solid enough
Well,
without
first
Messi.
of all, they need to renew his contract. Obviously, a few years ago, because he might leave this upcoming year. You know, if he doesn't,
He's not leaving. We all know he's
renew
not
it.
leaving.
But what I heard supposedly that he said that I saw this like a month or so. What he said? He said something about like they don't get Neymar, he's not signing no contract or something like that. That's what I saw. But I think that's some BS. I don't think that's
Yeah, I
true.
don't think that's real. But okay,
But
so what else would you loan someone in, you know, to see how they work, or would you loan someone out? How would you fix this Barca?
I wouldn't get much. I'm not a. I wouldn't be like, but Bartomeu to bring.
Buy. Yeah, you wouldn't buy everything.
I wouldn't do that. Um, I'll bring back Coutinho for sure. Try to make him fit in the system. You know, we don't have a better coach, but we have a coach that he wants to play with Coutinho. You know, Valverde he didn't have that mentality. You know,
Yeah.
for Valverde Coutinho was just another player. Well, Kike Sintan he sees him as a like, oh, he could be a good role or a good player in our team. You know, so I'll bring back Coutinho. I put Griezmann as a cam. You know, if Dembele is somehow miracle is healthy and can play at least 10 games or so, I'll put him in the right wing, of course, and then Lautaro Martinez on the as a 9, and I put Asu Fati on the left wing. You know, but I wouldn't buy nobody except for Martinez because I see him as an Acuna Agüero type of player. He kind of reminds me of Acuna Agüero, and you can't grow this type of players. You know, like in
Yeah.
Masia, you can't produce this type of player. So I think he's the only one that we can buy. But the rest, I'll just keep faith on the Masia. Look at Puig. Puig is doing really good right now, and then there's other players right now that in the Masia that are doing really really good. There's this guy I don't even know how to pronounce his name, but he's like the captain of Barcelona B. he's pretty good, and they're bringing him up in the first team like next season or so.
Yeah, I think
But
is it Guachivaria? I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce. Is that who you're
no, it's
thinking
like no, it's like Machu Picchu. I don't even know.
of? Machu, dude, that's the capital of Peru.
I know it, but it's look, his name starts with a Machu, but his nickname starts with a P. Okay, it's Machu Rodriguez. Sorry, there you go. Yeah, Machu Rodriguez. Check him out.
Yeah.
He's doing really good. I like the way he plays. And
Okay, so then how would you? Okay, so let's talk UCL first of all. All right? So we established how you would fix Barca. I mean, you would try and in the future sell Messi.
yeah,
You know, you would try and build around the team that you have right now. You know, get
Mhm.
some stars later on. You know, to like younger players that can grow into those roles. Use La Masia again. You know, go back to Barcelona's roots. You know, a team sport rather than just.
Oh,
Messi.
by the way, I'm sorry. I'll bring Xavi as a coach as well. The same, of course.
Okay, so let's talk UCL. All right, so let's go matchup by matchup. So we have Atalanta PSG, Atletico Leipzig without Werner, Chelsea Bayern with Werner and Ziyech, and then Real Madrid Man City, and then help me with the Barca Napoli, and then there's like
Mhm.
two more. Who are the other ones? Wait, is that it? Yeah,
Juventus,
that's it. That's four matchups.
Lyon, Man
Okay,
City, Real
Atletico,
Madrid.
Atalanta, PSG,
Yeah, you already have them all. Yeah,
yeah,
you got them.
Leipzig, Atletico, Bayern, Chelsea, and then Real Madrid, Man City, Barca, PSG. What's the final match? There's got to be one more. Or
You said
Barca,
Bayern.
huh?
You said Bayern and Chelsea, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good. We're supposed to, so
Oh
we're
yeah,
supposed to,
because they haven't finished. Okay, that's why I'm messing
yeah.
up. It's like
Yeah,
okay,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
okay. So do the ones that we know for a fact are going to be matches. All right. So Atalanta, PSG, we'll talk about that. Okay. So first of all, on paper, Atalanta should be killed. I think we can both agree on that. Especially if Mbappe is healthy. I think that's the crucial thing, with even though they have Cavani, he's not going to be there for long. And even though they have Icardi, he's not Mbappe. Even though they have Di Maria, he's also not Mbappe. But they have
I don't think Mbappe's injury is that serious though.
it was bad.
It
He's on
is.
crutches still. He's still on crutches. I
I
don't know.
heard
It's a questionable. If he's gonna miss it, he's gonna come be able to for the next game. But okay, so first of all, let's talk Atalanta, man. That team is balling out so hard right now, man. The Ilicic, Gomez,
yeah.
Papu Gomez, Louis
They
Merdiel, Duvan
they remind
Zapata,
they remind
underrated.
me of Ajax or the Spurs from like last year.
No, they're not. They're not. They are above those Ajax because at least if Spurs played PSG or if Ajax played PSG or if they played Barca or Liverpool, you would have felt that they would have still lost. Those two, that was the final. Liverpool Barca, that was the final. Like everyone knew that those two were the best teams left. Even if with that Ajax had the potential. If it was a one-off match though, I would have given it to Ajax because that team had they knocked Ronaldo out of the UCL. Like that in itself is an accomplishment. I remember like watching. I was like, oh shit, this screwed. It's like they went down to Ronaldo. It's like, well, they're out. Ronaldo did his job. And then they just come out of nowhere and score 2 goals. And like the best second half I've ever seen. I think that is genuinely the best second half I've ever seen.
For
Best
real,
half
yeah.
of football I've ever seen. Because like Tottenham, when they scored 3 on Ajax, like, yeah, they scored 3, but it was like, it wasn't great football. It was literally just route one.
Yeah.
Like, with Ajax, they were literally boop, 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 boop,
Yeah,
all over the
Ajax.
place and just picking them apart.
That
But
was
like
good.
this Atalanta team is as free flowing as that Ajax team. And honestly, it is the only team that I would say has a Ballon d'Or winner on a team that's not favored to win the UCL. Because every team left, every big team has a Ballon d'Or contender. This one
Yeah.
has 2. I think Papu Gomez is possibly the most underrated captain. He doesn't score, he doesn't assist, but the man is so influential for this team. He's like on FIFA. There's like a joke that he's like the mini Messi or the mini Dybala. This dude really is like that in real life, though. The man is just all over the place. He's guarding everywhere. He's like even tracking back on defense, and he's bombing up, dribbling through the ball, setting up Ilicic.
So basically, he's like a Conte then.
Yeah, but except he's in the attacking midfielder who's doing this.
Okay,
It's weird.
I got you.
But like, I think is this my personal before the Corona hit. I remember I saw this by Sam Ty on Bleacher Report. He had Ilicic number 1 in the Ballon d'Or. I was like, what the heck? And I thought about it, I was like, this is actually accurate. What the heck? It's like, this man is, I think he's in the top 5. I don't think he's given his respect he deserves. He should be in the top 5 for the Ballon d'Or. I think it should be Messi, Ronaldo, De Bruyne, or Messi, Lewandowski, De Bruyne, Ronaldo for the 4. And I think he should be 5. honestly.
Well, they already said they're not gonna do it this year, though.
Huh?
They already said they're not gonna do the Ballon d'Or this year.
Yeah, but if it was, that would be my pick. That would be my
Okay.
pick. Like, as people would laugh at me at home, but this dude, you have to watch it. He's
I'll
34
be
years
honest
old.
though.
If this dude scored 4 goals and he was like 22 against Valencia and he scored those 4 goals, he would be 100 million just like that. Like, this
Yeah.
man, he's been balling for this team for years. 20 goals the past 3 seasons. 3 seasons. And he's playing for Atalanta. Like, this man is capable of taking down, like, any team, seemingly,
Yeah.
They scored more than 100 goals
That's
in the league.
this is the thing. Like, as you said, Atlanta, you're playing as a team, right?
PSG have the stars, though. That's the issue with it. Here, as good as Atalanta is on offense,
As long as you play as a
PSG are
team,
better
I think oh shoot, my bad. As long as you play as a team, that you're like unbeatable for me. That's what I think.
I think the problem with the Atalanta versus PSG is PSG, I think their attack, full power, is the best attack in the world. I think anyone with half a brain can think that. Di Maria, Icardi, Mbappe, Neymar. People are like, Liverpool's front three or PSG's front three. It's like, okay, well, first of all, Di Maria is worse than Mane. All right, let's get that out of the way. All right, he is worse than Mane. Mbappe is miles above Firmino, and Neymar is literally in contention for third best player in the world. At no point does Liverpool's attack better than PSG's. PSG's attack is the best attack in the world. It's like the MSN BBC level, this attack is the best level. Like this is literally, you have a wonder kid who lived up to the hype and is actually looking like the next Thierry Henry. I remember when the comparisons first came out, it was like, this guy could be the next Thierry. I was like, there's no way in hell this guy does this over and over. It's like, he actually,
but he's actually doing it.
Like he is the hype. Like I remember.
No, but like you said,
he's living up to the hype. Neymar is the hype. Like the man is literally hyping himself up. He is the hype. And Di Maria is quietly having one of the best seasons by a winger, and I think should be in contention. Maybe not, top 20 for the Ballon d'Or, but he should at least be like, Di Maria's been playing good. He should be in there. And Cardi's still doing it.
Di Maria always been consistent. He always been that consistent type of player. He's never been like the best.
Yeah.
But he always been like that consistent. He's always there too. He does his job. He does his job.
But like with Atalanta, they don't have the star power. I think everything PSG had an issue with, I think they fixed. I think this is the favorite on this side of the bracket. I'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah,
but if they have Idrissa Gana Gueye now, and they have Keylor Navas, they have the 2 weakest points that they've always had fixed. They just fixed them like that. It's like, this is a team. This is one of the.
And they have good defense. Marquinhos.
I don't think you cannot convince me that who is it? I don't even know who Atalanta's. Hateboer and Timothy Castagna. You can't convince me that they're going to stop Neymar and Mbappe or Di Maria down the wings. If Virgil van Dijk, Joe Gomez, and Trent Alexander-Arnold and
so who
Andy
you choose,
Robertson.
PSG or Atlanta?
I think this is going to be closer than people think it will be.
Yeah, I think
PSG. I'm picking.
I think it's gonna be like. I think it's gonna be like the.
I think
it's gonna be 2-1. Nail biter.
Yeah, if this was a 2-legged tie, I think PSG would win 4-2 or 5-2, because Atalanta are still very, very good. And if there was going to be an upset, would be my pick. This would be my pick for that. But I think since it's a one-off match, and I am trusting in Neymar to get the job done for one match, he's not going to get injured for the second leg. He's not going to go to his sister's birthday party. It's like he's not going to get laid at his sister's party. It's like this dude's going to be fine. I think Neymar will be the difference. I think he will show it. I think Atalanta will go gracefully out to a team that I expect to go to the final. So I'm saying 3-1 PSG. What about you? What are your thoughts on this tie?
I'll say PSG. I'll say 2-1.
You think it's going to be close too?
Yeah, I think it's going to be close. I
think anything can happen in this tie. I think this is like I think the lesser of the confusing ties is Leipzig at Atletico. I'll let you speak on this first. I'll give my thoughts in a second, but I'll let you speak in first.
On Atletico?
How do you think it's going to happen? Yeah, Atletico, Leipzig. How do you think this is going to get out?
What did Atletico? Like, if Atletico plays the same way they won against Liverpool, it's an easy win for them. Because if you play with the most heart, with the most passion, anything's possible with you. Like, if you do that 100%, you want to go. And that's the thing I like about the coach they have, Diego Simeone. Yeah, Simeone or whatever. He has a fire that, like, he just has a fight. He's not like Valverde who just stays back, just stay there, just watch the game. Nah, he's like 100% in the game.
Yeah,
Like
the
all
rubbing of
90
his
minutes.
testicles. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like
So
that is his image defined.
and Atletico has the players, like you said, it's a very underrated team. They have players, they have the talent, and not only they have that, but they even have subs. Like
Hector Herrera, Savage, Jimenez comes on as a sub now, I think.
Lamar, I don't even think he's a starter, is he?
No, he's not a starter.
Exactly.
He's not doing great for us, but he's like, he's
but
a team player.
He can still be the factor that changed the game, though.
Yeah, he still has quality from Monaco.
And you have Morata, John Felix, and Diego Costa.
Diego Costa's a sub now. Yeah, so it's Hector Herrera. Exactly. I'll tell you who comes off the bench. Hector Herrera, Jimenez, and Diego Costa.
Jimenez is a sub?
Felipe and Savage.
The defender?
Yeah.
The
Felipe and Savage are the starters now. Jimenez was injured for a bit. That's why we're trying to use him back.
Oh, I was about to say. For me, he's like one of the best defenders in the world right now. I was about to say how he's a sub.
Yeah.
Man.
All right, so you're picking Atletico?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll talk about this since this is my club. So this is going to be my talk about this. So, okay, so first of all, guys, I don't know if you know about this, Omar, but what he said about the style with Simeone, he was going to get fired if he lost that Liverpool tie. There was a lot of rumors in our club. Like, this is his last stand. This is the ultimate test. Does the heart everything over the club over everything? Is the willing to die for your team going to overcome the most talented squad in the world? Can someone who's willing to go all in to defend, to irritate, to just get in your face, can this still actually be successful? Because we had lost to a third-tier La Liga side in the Copa del Rey, I think. And we were like 7th in La Liga. And we were doing garbage in the UCL. We lost to Juve. We should have lost twice if it wasn't for a miracle comeback to get a point. We lost to Bayer Leverkusen. We were struggling against Lokomotiv. This is the ultimate test. Does the tactical masterclass of just getting in the opponent's head, just physically killing them, can that still actually have worked? And the resounding answer was yes. We beat them both home and away. I remember if you had saw me in the home leg, I remember I was watching it just like this. And the second that's how we went in, it was just full pump. And everyone in the stadium, you could see every Atletico fan was just hyped up. And it caused an earthquake. The second that goal went in, and Saul was like celebrating so hyped, you see him red in his face. The second you see that, there was an earthquake like 2 miles away because of how loud it was. Mm-hmm. That the stadium, everyone wanted that win. Like, I don't think people understand how much we are willing to die for this club. Like, this is probably one of the most loyal fan bases in the world. And we took that lead, we were so hyped. And then I remember Andy Robertson said, or he was asked, is like, they acted like they celebrated like they won the tie. It's like, yeah, they did act like that. Like there's still a second leg, welcome to Anfield. And that was like the mantra going is like, can they really do this? Like, this is Atletico Madrid. This is a team notorious for blowing leads.
I'll be honest, I thought Liverpool's could have freaking washed them up,
Yeah, it looked like Atletico before the game, the stat was we had never lost a European tie to anyone but Ronaldo. It's like, that's an insane, for a decade in charge, basically, to not lose a single tie to anyone but Ronaldo. But you're against the team that has the best team in the world. The best team in the world has seen for a bit. Like this is.
They're the champion. They're the champion of Europe.
Yeah, there's a champions for a reason, and they're washing everyone in the Prem. That was the first loss the entire season. That they had actually played their full starting 11. Everyone was healthy. Everyone was okay. That was their first loss. Yeah. And then we go into the second leg. It's like you see why we're like holding out for like 40 minutes. The Wijnaldum scores, and all of a sudden it's like. This is Atletico again. I remember I put my hand on my head. Me and Adnight were both watching. I put my hand on my head like, oh, man, again? It's like, how many times can we take this shit? It's like, come on. It's like over and over. And then we end up surviving, It didn't look pretty. It definitely didn't look pretty. But, like, we ended up surviving. Firmino scores, and it's like, damn it, again? It's like, come on, man. It's like, how many times can this happen to us? We get eliminated. But the issue was we didn't stop. Normal teams – wilt just like that, Barcelona wilted just like that, Salzburg were like one of the few teams that gave it back to them. Napoli, one of the few teams that gave it back to them, but they still wilted at some point in Anfield. Like the last year, Liverpool were like almost out of the group stage. They had to play Napoli in the final game, and Napoli wilted. They didn't get a shot on target. At that point, we had like one shot on target. but we still played our game. We were still defensive. We got one chance, and we took the complete like luck out of Liverpool. Like everything going Liverpool's way just swung to us. You know, like we beat them home and away. Like I don't think people understand how difficult that is to beat a team like that,
especially if you're champion too.
Yeah, especially being 2-0 down on the road in what many people consider to be the best environment in all Europe, the toughest place to get a W, and the place that they hadn't lost in 3 years in a competition. 3 years they hadn't lost, and then overturned that in the span of like 20 minutes. Yeah, they just completely killed.
What's your scoreline then for this game?
I think the problem with Leipzig is they don't have her. That is the biggest.
They don't have her.
That's the one player who I would say can change this tide for Leipzig. They have Sabitzer, they have Halstenberg, they have Angelino. Gulacsi is a god. Upamecano's class. Mukiele is doing great at the right back's position. Leimer is playing great. They have good players. They just don't have that one forward. And they had it in Werner, and that was the perfect player for this. Now they have Poulsen and Schick and Huang Hee-chan. It's like, dude, they're not the level of Werner. Werner was a world-class player, and he's like the one player who I would say, even though he's not physically a beast, because I think everyone can agree, if you're going to beat Atletico, you got to go over the mental hump of this team is willing to die for this club. Ronaldo's the only player who I've seen able to beat us, because not only can he beat us mentally, he can beat us physically. So he's like, you have to do both. And only one person I've seen that's done that, Lewandowski couldn't do it. Messi couldn't do it. All the Salah, Mane, Van Dijk, they can't all.
Messi did it a few times.
Just not in the biggest stage,
Yeah.
We knocked out MS. That is the best Barca team. That was the team that just won the treble, was winning La Liga by 15 points. And they were just comfortable. They were on an 8-game win streak and just stifled them just like that. In the second leg, just completely shut down a team that should have realistically been back to back, and they would have been destined to play Real Madrid, because that team is beating Bayern by a bit, that Atletico team. I don't think people understand. That is probably the best team to never win a UCL in the decade, by a good distance. That team had everything, and they beat Barcelona. As talented as Barcelona was, we outplayed y'all, mentally, not even technically, mentally outplayed y'all. It's that's the issue with Leipzig. They had the one player who could beat us, who could score out of nothing, like a Messi, like a Ronaldo, not in that level, obviously, Messi at the flick of his boot can just destroy a team, Ronaldo at the, if he wants to, he could just outjump anyone, it's they can do that, but Werner could have scored out of nothing, Benfica.
Yeah, that was their main factor.
Yeah, the Benfica game, I don't think you watched it. I watched it because, I like to watch Werner. He had 2 chances, 2 shots. The entire Leipzig team had 2 shots. Both came to Werner, both were goals. It's that's what he can do, that's what he does. That's what class players do. They take the chances.
So
but
he's
without him, I think this should be a dub, I think
so he's like a Lewandowski type of player.
Yeah. Felish, I feel like he's finally settling in. He's finally earning. I was upset about him getting the number 7. I think he's earned it now. I think he's earning it now. That injury, that was perfect for him. I saw a tweet is this is going to be the perfect thing for Felish to get back mentally, because he hadn't done anything in the league, hadn't done anything in any competition. This is what he needs to get back mentally into this team, is to rest his mind, his body, and his soul to get into this team. And then the second he comes back, not only does he get the assist against Liverpool, he also gets 4 goals and 5 assists in the past 6 games. The dude is finally back. He's finally showing his work. Preseason, Felish. Preseason, he looked preseason against Real Madrid especially, he looked like 120 million easy. That's this is what we paid him for. But he didn't show it for a long time, and then he got the injury and he came back to where he was before the preseason, or in the preseason. So I think it's going to be 2-0. If they had Werner, it would be very, very tough, but they don't have Werner. And so now I think we're on Atletico PSG, right? We both picked those 2 teams. You want to talk about who's going to the final? Because the bracket is set. The bracket is completely set on that side.
Who's going to the final first? Right now?
Yeah. Who would you talk about?
Let's talk about the other games real quick, and then
all right. So we have, what was it? Napoli, Barca, second leg. Who do you have the matches up right now? Could you tell me who plays who? So, I know Napoli, Barca plays Bayern, Chelsea, and then that means Juve, Lyon, I think plays.
Okay,
Real, right?
So Napoli or Barca is going against.
Bayern or Chelsea. Realistically,
Yeah.
Bayern.
Uh-huh.
I think
Yeah.
Bayern, as
And
as
then
much as Chelsea has looked improved, they're not
it's gonna
beating
be
Bayern.
Man City and Real Madrid
Against
versus.
Lyon Juve.
Uh-huh.
All right, hold on. Let me get some water. You
I
talk
agree.
about whichever one. Which one do you want to talk about?
I'll wait till you come back.
All right.
I got you.
All right, I'm back. I had to get some water.
Man, that was quick.
Yeah, my sink is. I don't know if you can see this. My sink is literally right there.
Oh.
So yeah, I
so
can get it. All right, so which one do you want to talk about?
uh
I think we should talk about Barca Napoli since we just had that Barcelona talk.
yeah, all right.
Okay,
Well,
so Bayern, let's be realistic. As good as Chelsea have looked, they're not beating them 3-0. Like
yeah,
if
and
it
he's
was
got
2-0 or
Werner.
2-1,
He's got Werner. I mean,
yeah.
he's
But
not.
like
He hasn't
they're not
played a
beating.
game with Chelsea yet, so he's not really fitting into the system yet. It takes time.
Yeah,
So
and
of course, I'm
especially
gonna take.
right now, they have
Yeah,
to come in right
I'm
now
gonna
and
take
beat
Bayern
Bayern
for
3-0.
sure. I'm
Yeah,
gonna take Bayern for sure because first of all,
3-0
they
is a
couldn't.
huge deficit. And
No,
away
first of
goals.
all, yeah, first of all, they can't even stop Alphonso Davies. Now, imagine how they could have stopped with Sane as well. As a sub, let's say.
Damn,
Come on,
that's so weird to hear. But yeah,
exactly.
like
So
that much pace.
Bayern
That
for
sounds
sure.
like something people on FIFA would do. Is just get
Yeah,
pace scores.
Bayern for sure. So Real Madrid, Man City. I'll take who. It was 2-1 Man
2-1.
City.
That's the problem.
I'm gonna
I
say Real
think Real
Madrid.
Madrid got it.
I'm gonna say Real Madrid because first of all, Marco Asensio is back. I see Marco Asensio as another CR7 that he did against Barca. He came in
that
clutch.
was one. That's the only time he's done anything.
Yeah, because he was healthy at that time. And look, whenever the first game he came back, literally the first touch in the whole entire game was a goal.
I mean,
I don't know.
I don't think he's that. You can't say he's CR7 level though. Like you can't.
No,
say
I'm saying like he's like in the big stages and stuff. He comes in clutch because whenever it was a Barca game, whenever like he scored that banger and stuff, nobody knew who he was. But
Yeah,
it
he
was
scored 2 bangers back to back.
It was a big stage, it was El Clasico and it was a final, and he killed it, But Zinedine Zidane is the manager that knows how to use him as well,
Yeah.
So I'll take Real Madrid, and plus Benzema, he's on fire right now.
And Ramos. Oh, Ramos is suspended though. That's the big issue with this.
But
Ramos is gone. If Ramos was there, I would pick Real Madrid. This is such a. Well, let's talk Barca Napoli first. I think we'll do Leon. We'll do Barca Napoli, and then Leon Juve, and then who is it?
But so you're taking Real Madrid on that, right?
I'll talk about that. We need to talk. That's a tough one because of Ramos.
Not really, because you still have Mendy.
He's the best defender for both teams. And he's out. He's such a big. He's a captain. He's such a big.
Yes, I get that, but they still have defenders though. Yeah, you have Varane, you have Carvajal, you have Mendy and Marcelo. Shoot, you can put Marcelo as a center back and put Mendy as a left back.
No, Mendy would go as the center back, and they're probably going to play Nacho Fernandez and then Marcelo left back. That's the end of what's going to happen. They're going to put Nacho on the right side.
What's the other? I don't know his name, but it's like another Brazilian. He's a defender too.
Militao?
Is that the guy with like a little mustache and stuff?
Yeah, Militao.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, he's pretty good.
Yeah, he's good, but Ramos level, I think the problem with Real Madrid and Man City is Real Madrid are in the better form by a distance right now, but Man City not only have the away goals edge, not only do Real Madrid not have a defender, but they also have a person up for the Ballon d'Or.
Hey, you gotta remember though.
Yeah,
but Valverde. You can put Valverde as a defensive mid too. I like Valverde the way he plays.
I don't think that. The problem with Real Madrid, again, there's so many things stacked against Real Madrid. The only thing they had would have been the form. But now that the season's ended, you don't know how this is going to go. It's like you're 2 weeks off of football, basically. It's like, come on now. Like
I think they're still good, to be honest. For me, Real Madrid's going to take this.
I think
it's not going to be an easy one, of course. But
yeah, it's never easy to beat a team like Man City. But I think
especially if you're losing,
Yeah, Man City, I think, showed why exactly people think that they are one of the favorites to win. Is because normally they would have crumbled against Real Madrid, when they went 1-0 down, especially. But then they came back and won.
Was really much
they won at the
starter in
Bernabeu.
City, right?
Huh?
Tony wasn't really much of a starter in Man City, right?
No. Well, he was when he was healthy, but now
Yeah.
he's not. Now it's the attack is Gabriel Jesus, Aguero, Sterling, De Bruyne. That is the attack. But like I think I'm gonna pick Man City. I think I think the problem with Real Madrid Man City is the fact that Real Madrid don't have the star defender, like the best player in defense on the pitch, the player that can stop anything, like who's willing again,
Yeah.
as we've discussed, who's willing to die for the club. He did it with the red card, although not intentional. I think
Hmm.
Jesus died with that, but I think Man City have the star power to get this done. I think it's gonna be 1-1. I think Real Madrid will go up, but I think they're chasing the second goal is gonna kill them. I think the
Now,
goal is gonna kill them in this game.
I'm as a Barca fan, I would love to see Real Madrid lose every single one of their games, of course. Like that'll make my day, but I don't know. I'm gonna take Real Madrid on this one.
All right, so Leon Juve we're on right now, and then
All
we'll
right,
talk about the Napoli in a second. I don't remember if we
we
talked.
let's and that's not much to talk about.
I think
Drew.
Leon are gonna. I think they have the pie back. You know that, right?
Who?
The pie is back.
Yeah,
I
but
think that is. They.
I just heard some rumors that he might go to Liverpool.
No way. He's Man U. He's Man U for life, bro. He's not going to Liverpool anytime soon. Well, I think they beat Juve without the pie. They held him with zero away goals, and they didn't give him a shot on target. Yes, Tosard is not there, the guy who scored.
Hey, but guess what? They have CR7.
Yep,
Mr.
that's always the counter
Mr.
argument with
Champions.
Barcelona and with Barcelona and Juve or Barcelona and Real. That was always the counterpoint. They have Messi, they have Ronaldo. I'll pick them. It's like Juve
But
aren't that
Ronaldo
team
actually
anymore
comes
though.
clutch, though.
They
Ronaldo
got
actually comes
overrun
clutch.
by. Are you hearing me? They got overrun by Leon. Leon was just all over the place over them. They were so slow, so lethargic. They looked like an old lady team. Like they looked old. The only thing that's saved them these past years has been Ronaldo. And as Ajax proved last year, youth and exuberance and willing to go for it all can overcome Ronaldo. Like
I just remember this now because right now Arthur and Barca, they're having conflicts right now, so they might even have Arthur in the team for Jovic.
I don't think he's enough. I don't think he's enough to just
I'm
swing.
not saying it's gonna be a big deal, but I'm just
I think,
saying.
yeah, you expect Ronaldo to get some say in this. Like, there's no way Ronaldo goes quietly out of these here. He's gonna have some say, and if he scores early, I think he'll get a hat trick. I think that's just what he does. I remember when he scored against Atletico, the first goal, I was like, oh, gosh darn it, here he comes. It's like, it's just how long is this gonna take? It's like, is it gonna
Just
take till
stop
the
this
80th
dude.
minute? I remember I messaged. I don't know if you saw this. I don't know if Eddie showed you this. I literally messaged him. I said, "Well, we already know Ronaldo's going to go off for a hat trick now." And he's like, "It's like, nah, it's too long to tell." I was like, "No, he's going off for it. You can tell because he hadn't scored. I think he scored one goal up until that point, and then he just goes off for 3 in the biggest games. Like he is a big game player, but I don't think he's big enough.
Especially whenever depending on the U.S. UCL, that's his thing.
I think. We have to see. I want to see Messi Ronaldo at some point in the UCL. We've never had that, but I think that this is not the year. I think this is the year that is not going to happen. I think if there's ever a year that, I think
we had Messi and Ronaldo before
in the UCL one time.
Yeah, Manchester United with Barca, and we won that too.
Not peak. Not both of them free flowing, scoring 20+ goals a season. Like they did do it. Obviously back then. But
Messi was on.
It's not when it's not at the height. Like. Messi Ronaldo has always been a conversation, but it really kicked off whenever Messi won his 4th Ballon d'Or. That was when it really kicked off, and they met when he had his 3rd. Yeah. So then that's when it really kicked off. It was like Messi or Ronaldo, Messi or Ronaldo, Messi or Ronaldo. So
you're taking Leon?
I'm taking Leon. I think 2-1, but I think they'll get it done because of the away goal. I think Leon have Depay, they have Elrod, they have Cherki. I don't know if you know who that is. He's been a superstar for 17. He doesn't have the stats. 3 goals, 3 assists. But he averages an 8 match rating, which is elite level. Like that's top 100 in the world for any league. The man, he doesn't play much, like 10, 15 matches, but when he plays, I watched him with my own eyes. This guy is a star in the making. This guy can be a star, like Camavinga or like Mbappe. They are stars in the making. You have to watch them to understand them. And they have Omar, Depay, as already mentioned. And they have the goalie, Anthony Lopez, and Denayer. They have quality players in the right positions. that can overcome Juve. You know, like I think Leon. It's not going to be pretty. This is my upset pick. I think Leon are going to get it done. I think Leon, if this could backfire epically. You know, like this could very easily backfire. Saying Leon are going to get it done, but I think they are. You know, like this team has not looked great all season, but they've stepped up when it matters most. You know, like this team is in the dysfunction. You know, like their fans their ultras are calling Marcelo a donkey, the different Marcelo, but like they literally had a donkey sign and then a piece of poop with like his like a piece of poop cropped on his face. You know, like it was like they're just in dysfunction, but like this team is great. You know, like this is silently a sleeper. I think they're gonna get past Juve and Ronaldo, but I don't think it'll be easy. I think this is like a toss-up for me, but I think Leon are gonna get it done.
I'm gonna take Juventus with
Because of Ronaldo, yeah.
Ronaldo, Dybala, Douglas Costa, Cuadrado. You know, I'm just
Chesney, Chiellini, Bonucci, Alexandro,
I'm just saying
when he plays. But like that's the problem. They're old. They don't look like old Juve. You know, like old Juve you could pick against anyone and it's like and not look like an idiot. If you pick
first of all,
against Bayern, you're gonna look like an idiot.
Ronaldo is like wine. The older he gets, he's still getting, you know,
Better.
Better with
age, yeah.
And then Dybala is still young. Come on, you know.
Yeah.
But Cuadrado and Douglas Costa, they're old, but they still be running fast. They be running like they're like 20-year-olds.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay, so right now we have Leon, Man City for me, and then Juve, Real Madrid. So you talk about your matchup first. Wait, hold on. Let's do Barca first. Yeah. Okay. So how do you think that? This is the second lead to blow, but it's at the Camp Nou. So how do you think this is going to go?
I don't think it's not going to make a difference if they play in the Camp Nou or not. First of all, there's some fans in the stadium. Second of all, who was it that we went against Camp Nou? We still lost.
Not many. Was it Osasuna?
No, it was the league. It was like in the league.
Osasuna.
We tied. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we lost also 10 men Osasuna. Correct.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It was that one. But you know, the where's it at doesn't matter. But the way it's looking, Napoli.
I think I'm gonna do your argument. No.
I want Barca to win, of course. Yeah. But the way if Barca keeps on playing the way they played, like the last 3 games in the Liga, Napoli's gonna take it like probably 2-1, 2-0.
Yeah, but Napoli has the quality. I don't think people understand how good this is.
Here's this. I'm sorry. I'm not a big fan of Dembele, but he can change the factor. He might be 100%, but he might come off as a sub. Suarez
always has quality. Yeah,
Suarez. I think he was injured like the last 2 games where he was 100%. Now he's gonna be 100%. Griezmann's gonna be 100%, and then now we have the help of what's his name?
Pjanic?
Yeah, him and the thing is, we're not Vidal though. He's
suspended. Yeah.
Suspended. But Puig and Nasu Fati, they're unpredictable, you know. But I don't think they're right to be starters. But if they come up as a sub, like in the early second half, they might do some. If Messi, here's the thing I hate about Messi. If Messi does that thing that like he just stays up top, he doesn't come back with the fan, he's just walking and stuff, we're not gonna do anything. But if he played against like Liverpool, he came back to defense.
Yeah, I remember Suarez. Was it Suarez or was it Coutinho that made the comments like when Messi checks back, it was Piqué. Piqué said when Messi checks back, everyone goes 100% because they know that the captain is willing to do whatever it takes.
Yeah. Messi was people were criticizing Messi against Liverpool, but Messi was actually trying. You can if you actually see the match, he was actually trying.
He was the only one creating. He created like 4 good goal scoring opportunities. He didn't have any for himself, but he created 4 good ones. So for everyone else, but they just missed.
If we get that type of Messi, we should be totally fine. All right, and just if he creates chances for Suarez and for Griezmann, we should be good.
Yeah. I think the big X factor for this isn't going to be Allen, isn't going to be Mun, isn't going to be Insigne. It's going to be if Koulibaly stays because Napoli have like the fastest center back pairing I've ever seen. In Koulibaly, they can stop anything over the top. They can stop anything from getting in behind.
He's
The
a
only one
beast.
that's close to them is like Van Dijk and Gomez, which is insane. Like that is high tier. Like that they are really, really fast. Like they were able to stop
Shoot.
Liverpool from three. It's like
This
from
is what
speed.
Barca, this is another thing that Barca needs. I on that back on that Barca topic. We need
I
defenders.
think I think
We need
Messi is.
defenders.
I think this is going to be the game where Messi shows that he's still Messi. I think that
Yeah.
this is going to be the game that if Griezmann is ever going to step up, it's going to be
This
now. He
is
stepped
this
up in
game.
the first leg, even though he did absolute butthole the entire game. Like he didn't move or he wasn't involved in everything.
I'm gonna
But
say
he still
this.
scored the goal. He was still in the position to get the goal. It's
This
like
I think this could be the game where Messi decides if he's gonna leave Barca or not.
you
You
think
know,
this is going to be it?
I think this could be it. This could be the thing where he's gonna be like, if he does
I
good
can't
and
fix it.
he
It's
does
like I
good,
can't fix this anymore.
if the team does good and he does good, he's gonna be like, okay, there's still some more potential in here. I could stay a little bit longer. But if he does good and he does bad, I mean the team does bad, or both team does bad, he's gonna be like, I can't do this anymore. Like I can't carry
See
this
ya.
team anymore. My back is hurting me. Oh man. So
Oh
like
man, my back is killing me. Leo, what's wrong?
exactly
My back is killing me from carrying
from
this
carrying your
thing.
team. Yeah. So I think this could be the game where he decides his future because literally he can literally walk. Like I don't know if it's this season or next season. I think it's this season that he can walk away for free. Like
No, it's not. It's next season. I'm pretty sure it's next season.
next
I
season,
think he
right?
signed a clause
Oh,
in
it's
his
gonna
contract.
start next season.
Yeah, the
Next
last
season's
clause he
start.
signed, it was next season. I'm pretty sure.
Let me
But
see.
yeah, I see what you. I think I think this is the game. If there's ever a game that you're gonna put full trust in Messi and Griezmann to see if
Like
it really
I,
does
I'm
work, this
I'm
is
gonna
gonna
say
be.
this. Like this could Messi could be in that mode where he was so depressed and so disappointed. Like whenever he retired against the Chile game, like after he lost the
Yeah,
Copa America,
and then he just
he can
came
literally
back with like a
yeah
new vengeance. Yeah.
no he's not gonna do that, but he can literally go to that mode where he gets that depressed and that
Yeah,
like
like
disappointed.
whenever you saw him at Liverpool, like after the third goal, he just had his hand on his head, like just like looking at like
Exactly,
the same with the one against France Argentina. Like the second Mbappe scored, he was
exactly, yeah. That
like
he's just
that. It's like because he
yeah,
knew it was done at that point. He knew the team was
and
mentally
there's not much he
fried.
can do.
Yeah,
So he can get to that mode again on this game. So that's the thing about this game. But
I'm picking Barca. I think as great as
I'm picking
Napoli are, as
Barca.
great as Gattuso is planned, because his plan worked perfectly last game. He gave him
I'm
like
picking Barca
80% possession.
because first, like, of course, there's
Man,
already,
yeah,
they already see their mistakes and stuff. I think Barca they just gave up hope after like when they saw that Real Madrid beat who was it? I think it was like Sevilla, like the only team that could beat them. Like to them to slow down for the league.
yeah.
I think ever
And they
since,
hammered him like 4-0. It's like
yeah,
it felt like they
ever
hammered him 4-0. Even though it was like 2-1, it was like 2-0 up until the 93rd minute.
yeah.
It's like
So
they
like
were literally in control of that game.
that's why Barca wasn't in a bad form because they already lost hope like before, like they already lost hope before they even had a chance to like keep going. If that makes sense.
Yeah,
But yeah, they already lost hope on the Liga, so that's why I think they play like the way they play. But there's a second chance. If if the coach fixed their mistakes, Messi gets his mind clear. Oh shoot, we have the young back. The youngs could be back 100% because he
yeah,
hasn't he didn't play the last 6 games, I think,
yeah.
the last 5 games, and so we should be fine. I'm taking Barca. It's
I'm
not gonna
taking
be
Barca too. I'm taking it because of the Messi and Griezmann factor, not because of the
yeah.
Suarez factor, not because of the midfield, not even because of Ter Stegen. Although he can do it, like
Ter Stegen is literally the only defense that we have. Because
it's so messed up, but it's so true.
yeah,
Like the dude,
we need
he's had
we
the
need
most
new
man of the
defense.
matches other than Messi, which is such a crazy stat line.
It's sad. That's sad.
Like it's one thing I think All Black. I think we can both agree is the best traditional goalie in the game. I think he kept us against Liverpool. That was the best goalie performance I've ever seen. Like,
Shoot, it's hard for Messi to even score on him, to be honest.
yeah, they scored 2 on him, but he's still like he had like 15 saves. Right?
Yeah.
Like I've been people say Neuer versus Algeria. That wasn't special. That didn't save. They were still going to win that game. It's like there's nothing special about that. He was like that was special because without him, we lose that game by a good margin. Like the amount of saves that he made, like especially there was one with Firmino, and he had like an easy tap in, and he just came out of nowhere, just like tapped it off the left hand and it hit over the bar. You know, it's like this dude. He's the best traditional goalie, but I think Ter Stegen is the best modern day sweeper goalie. You know, like good with his feet, on both feet, can hit the ball well, can always be in position, saves with his feet. You know, it's like he's the best new age goalie. I think Oblak is still the best goalie in the world, but I think he's the best new age. So okay, so right now we both have PSG versus Atletico. I have Lyon versus Man City, and we both have Barca versus Bayern.
Here, let me write this down real quick, so that way I don't forget. Say that again.
So we both have PSG versus Atletico. Okay. Let me think what else. So that's the semifinal. I think, yeah, that's the semifinal. Quarterfinal is the two quarterfinals are Barca Bayern and then, then Lyon Man City for me, Juve Real Madrid for you. So let's talk Barca Bayern. I think this is going to be a whitewash. I think if this was, I don't know if it was two legs. I don't know if Barca could pull it off then, but they sure as heck can't beat Bayern one time. You know, like this Bayern team is special.
The Bayern versus Barca, I see as another like that. I'm gonna say it like this, like over that season in the UCL, whenever La Remontada happened, whenever we PSG, like 6-1 came back and everything. I think that's gonna be the same way here. Like we come from a very good team. From a very good game, come back, surprise people. We're like in good form, but then we lose.
And just lay an egg.
Yeah, we do bad against Juve and against Bayern. So I think that might be the same way as well.
I think this Bayern team is too good. I think this is the favorite if they don't face one team, and there's one team that I would pick over them. But luckily for them, they don't have to face them. I would pick. The only person I would say that could overcome this Bayern team by himself would be Ronaldo. Like Messi, as great as he can be, Ronaldo, if you were to pick one game, like it's one game. That's the problem. It's one game. And if you were to pick one game player, you would pick Ronaldo every time. The man steps up every time. But he's not. In my opinion, I don't think he can overcome Juve's issues. So I have Lyon Man City, and I think it's pretty obvious it's going to be Man City in that matchup. I think. If Man City play Lyon don't have the surprise asset.
For me, I got Juve and Man City. I take Juve.
You have Juve Real.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Okay, so why would you pick? I'll talk about Man City.
Oh, that'd be nice.
First of all, Man
CR7
City
coming back.
Huh?
CR7 versus his old team.
Yeah, but it's not going to be in. There's not going to be a home leg for either team, so it's not going to be funny.
Yeah, I know. So
that I don't think that. I'll talk about that match. I don't think that would go well for Juve. I think Real Madrid are the more well-oiled machine, even though Juve still have Ronaldo.
If it was Juve versus Man City, I'll take Juve. If it's Juve versus Man City, I'll take Juve. If it's Juve versus Real, I'll take Real.
Yeah, I think Real Madrid are I think Man City.
You got have Ramos back, and Ramos could get inside Ronaldo's
head. That's the issue with Real Madrid is if they have everybody full power, that is still one of the best teams in the world. Like I remember there was a down year. The down year, they lost like 5-1 to Ajax. It's like, yeah, that happened. But like that team is still well oiled now, especially now. Like they fixed themselves. Like they have well and truly come back with the only thing they're missing is a Ronaldo. Like that's it. I think Man City, Lyon, I think the problem with Lyon is they can't do it twice. There's no way they do it twice. It's like, as good as they are talent-wise, they don't do it twice. Yeah, you would pick Man City every time. It's like, Man City have the Guardiola, who's in potential for the best coach in the world, with Klopp, who's ironically out to Simeone. But, you live and learn for Liverpool. But it's like, you have a well-oiled team, a well-built team with superstars everywhere, have an insane bench. It's like, there's no way Lyon can overcome that. They might keep it 0-0 for a bit or 1-1 for a bit. They might get lucky to keep it for a bit, but over the course of one match, they're not going to win the game. So I think my pick for the semifinal is PSG versus Atletico and Bayern versus Man City. Okay, so yours is Juve versus Bayern?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, Juve. You have Juve beating. Why do you have Juve beating Man City? I don't see Juve beating Man City, even though they have Ronaldo.
I think it's more. I don't know. I just have that thing that like Ronaldo is a different type of player, a different type of animal. I can say whenever it comes to the Champions League, you know.
Oh yeah,
So
for sure.
that's the thing. That's for me the thing for me. And honestly, I don't think Messi is gonna win their first league with anytime soon. So
So okay, so you have Juve versus Bayern. I have Man City versus Bayern. And then the other side, we're both in agreement that Atletico PSG should be the matchup that we get. You know, even though Atalanta and Leipzig could spring upsets, that is the favorite matchup, and I think that's the realistic for one
oh
out.
no. I got Bayern versus Real
Oh,
because
wait,
yeah.
I thought you said Real would lose to Man City.
Yeah,
Oh
but
no, you
remember,
said yeah, 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 yeah.
I
You have
chose.
Bayern versus Real, and then I have Man
Yeah.
City versus Bayern.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so talk about we'll talk about Atletico PSG at the same time, but we'll do our matchups first, the other side of the bracket. All right, so with Bayern, you have the perfect machine. You have the goal scorer, pace down the wings, a solid defense, one of the best keepers and one of the best midfielders, with an X factor in Thomas Muller. And on the other side of the bracket, you either have for years you have Real Madrid. You have a well-oiled machine with a goal scorer up top, pace down the wings, and an insane one of the best goalies in the world, and an insane defense like two. Which I think if you're pitting those two against each other, that's the only difference. I think Real Madrid's back three are better than Bayern's back three by a good margin. You know. Oh, your video just died. But yeah,
Yeah.
I think the only difference between those two teams is really the two center backs. But I don't think that makes much of a difference, you know, because you have Lewandowski to cancel out Benzema on one side. You know,
No bad.
yeah, no problem, no problem. It's like it's such a
My
that
phone
would
got
be
it.
such a hard matchup. I don't know. I don't think it's gonna happen because Real Madrid still have a lot to overcome, even from Man City. But I think it's like that. I think I would pick Bayern just because of Lewandowski. I think they have a goal
I'll
scorer in
take
one
Bayern as
match.
well.
Yeah,
I'm taking
they
Bayern as
they
well.
have that one goal scorer who
For
can
me,
score.
if it's not Barca going to the final, it's Bayern going to the final. That's for
You
me.
think
So I'm
whoever
taking.
wins that matchup goes to the final because Barca fix their issues
Well,
and they get over the mental
from
hump. It's like
from my favor, like from my wanting, for me, yeah. Whoever wins that game is going to the final.
I think if it's Man City, Bayern, like it's just as tough. But I think Bayern are the best built team, top to bottom. They have no weak points.
They
Man City
don't.
still have one weak point. You know, it's like they still have
Yeah.
one center back. Real Madrid don't have like a goal scoring midfielder like Bayern do. They don't have like the fullback
And
quality.
second
I
of
don't
all,
think that Bayern do.
at that time, Sonny will probably be fit in the system. So having Sonny and Davies at the same time,
That's gonna be hellacious down the wing.
that's
Imagine
gonna be
trying to keep
scary,
up
bro.
with that. You have the
That's
person who has the
scary.
fastest time in the Prem and the person who has the fastest time in the Bundesliga to try and keep up with. It's like,
Yeah.
dude. It's like, yeah, I think Bayern. I think we're both picking Bayern to go to the final.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, then now let's talk Atletico PSG. Okay, this I've always said I fear PSG more than Liverpool. As an Atletico fan, PSG's attack I've said is better than Liverpool's by a good distance. It is the best attack in the world. People say Salah, Mane, Firmino. No, it's PSG's by a good margin. If anyone with half a brain would say PSG's is better than Liverpool's, and the worst thing is they have equal quality to Liverpool, if not better in every position, except for goalie, which is not that much worse. They have worse fullbacks, but like Liverpool only use the fullbacks. PSG can use the fullbacks, but they can definitely kill you down the middle too. You got
Yeah.
Verratti, it's kind of gay. Di Maria plays Cam every once in a while. It's like this
But
team
the
is
thing
stacked.
for me, the difference between Liverpool and for PSG is that one plays in a farmer league and one plays in an actual, real tough league. That's the thing.
You say a real tough league. The bottom three for PSG or for the League One has more points than the bottom three for the Prem.
But the thing is, in Premier League, you don't know who's going. Like, you can literally lose to like
You
the
know who
last
the
player.
8 teams are gonna be. You just don't know the order. It's gonna be Man United, Man
Exactly.
City,
But
Chelsea.
the thing is, you can still lose like to like a top, to like a bottom team. Like let's say like you can get upset real easily. Like you still have teams like Wolves, like West Ham, like
West Ham is like a 17th, mate. But it's
yeah, but
Burnley is
still,
probably the better example.
but they can
Burnley's
still
the
they can
better
still
example.
upset you. They can still upset you though. You know?
They're not going to do it that often. Like, Burnley is the better example because Burnley took points from Chelsea, Man U, and Chelsea, Man U, Wolves, and Leicester. So yeah, I
Yeah,
see
but
what you mean.
yeah, that's
Like,
my
I
point.
know what you mean, but I just wanted to point that out.
Well, but like, in the freaking
French league, yeah,
French
you can
league,
lose like 7 times and still win the league. It's like
you
you can,
can.
but that's
I
an
think
issue.
the only team you can lose to is Lyon
Or Monaco.
and maybe Monaco, maybe.
Yeah, full power Monaco, you would be okay with losing to. Ben Yedder is actually in Soleimani are killing it this season. But yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah,
It's like there's only like 2 or 3 to like Lyon, and like Monaco are the only teams that contend, and it's not even contentious. So they're like 20 points behind them. It's a
exactly.
good distance ahead. And it's like, but that's an advantage for PSG. I think Liverpool are more battle tested, but I think PSG are the better team. I think even though Liverpool had the better mentality, the better team is PSG. And I've always feared the better team. That's why I was so scared about playing Liverpool this year. It's because we didn't have the better team. Because last year, I think we could have taken them. Gaudin and Griezmann is enough to overcome. I always said I wanted the shot at Liverpool. And I really wanted us to get past Juve so we could have that shot at Liverpool. Because I think we would have done it. I think we could have beaten them. I mean, for sure would have beaten Tottenham. I'm pretty sure we would have beaten Ajax because we're the perfect team to stop an Ajax. It's like we play sloppy, up in your face football that's going to trigger the crap out of you. We flop all over the place. We hold the ball outside in like the throw in. We hold it for like a good 20 seconds. We replace the ball. We hold it for another good 20 seconds. Replace the ball. It's like we take every advantage we can mentally and physically, and everyone knows that. But I think PSG are the only team that I think could give it back to us and then some offensively. Like they don't let that hit them. That's the problem. I mean, even though Mbappe and Neymar have never met us, they've met similar types to us, like Red Star, Napoli, Liverpool. Like they have every team's number. Like that offense is no joke. And I think as much as I love my own club, as much as I'd love to say we're going to the final, we're going to win it this time because it's not a Juve-led team or it's not a Ronaldo-led team. This is PSG's time. I think if there's ever going to be a time, this is their time. I think will be their time.
So you're taking PSG on this one?
If this was 2 legs, I would pick us because I think especially if we had the home leg first, I would pick us every time. But I think because it's a one-off match and your star player, we don't have a scorer. The only thing we can hope for is to have Saul or Koke score from the midfield and give us an option. Because we were undefeated whenever Saul scores. He scored like 30 times, and we haven't lost a game, which is an insane stat considering he scored against Real Madrid, Bayern, Real Madrid, and Man City in a friendly. It's like that's an insane stat to not lose against those teams when one player scores. It's like that's insane. Liverpool as well is like that's an unreal stat. Chelsea, it's like when you think about it, that's an insane stat. But I don't think that will come into effect for one game. As much as I'd love to, we have no attack. Like at the end of the day, I love Falish and I love Morata to that, but if we had Cavani, maybe we would have that one player who could just score like a Griezmann or like I don't know, who's like a Suarez, like a Lukaku who would score. You don't know how they score, but they just score, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like we would have that one player who could do that for us, but we don't. At the end of the day, we don't right now. And I think that would be our ultimate downfall. That has always been our downfall. Before the time Griezmann came, other than Falcao, like there was a break period we didn't have Falcao. We had Diego Costa who would score. We had
you still had a Aguero at one point too.
Yeah, Aguero, Falcao, Diego Costa, Antoine Griezmann for a bit. And now we have Morata. It's like there's a huge downgrade offensively. We don't have the one player.
Morata can come clutch sometimes though.
He's good, but he's not. Is he really good enough to say, you know what, he can score and give us the win over PSG? No.
I mean, he did sometimes at Juventus. When he was in Juventus, he did it a couple times.
But that was his best point of his career.
Yeah, of course.
I'm picking PSG. I think 2-1 is – no, 1-0 is probably going to be a fair – I think it's going to be 0-0 for the longest time. But the second PSG make the breakthrough, I think that's it. Because we don't have the capability to beat them.
I don't know. I'm taking Atletico on this one, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah.
You really think that we – I know it's not a Ronaldo-led team, but like –
I just have a feeling, bro. That's the thing. I just have a feeling.
Like I know Simeone has done wonders. If we get to the semifinals,
I just don't think PSG's like. I don't think they can they have the players, but they don't have the competition that can hurt someone, like as a team when you don't have the competition in the league and stuff. But I don't know. I don't feel PSG's Champions League worthy enough to, at least not for right now, to win like or to go to a final.
So you have Atletico in the final.
Yeah,
I have PSG. I love my
unless
club to death. Like I said, I love my club to death, but I don't think we can overcome that type of team. All right. So so we both have Bayern. I have PSG. You have Atletico Bayern.
yeah,
So
I
how
got
do you
to
think that for the final? How do you think that'll go?
Bayern.
Yeah,
Bayern.
we have the team mentality to overcome Bayern, but we just don't have the talent. Like at the end of the day, as much as we've spent in the transfer market, we don't have the talent.
I'm just a huge fan of Alfonso Davies, man. That's the thing.
I think the issue we've beaten the better Bayern team before. Like the one when we went to we beat Barca, we beat Bayern, we beat Juve, and Sevilla, or not Sevilla, PSV with like Baby Depay, Baby Wijnaldum, like Prime Zoet, which is like was actually a thing. Like we beat
Yeah,
a good Like people would say, PSV, that's not impressive. It's like when you look at the team, that team was
yeah,
good.
PSV is a good team.
Yeah, they had a good team like Narsing was like one of the best players or one of the best Dutch talents in the world. It's like
Yeah,
that team was Luke De
if
Jong.
you're trying to find talent, if it's not either Dortmund or Ajax,
You go
PSV
PSV.
go.
Yeah, PSV or Southampton, which Liverpool has like rated them in recent years. But yeah, it's like I think between PSG and Bayern though, that's a bit of a more interesting tale because PSG have the attack to go with Bayern's attack, and they had the defense to do it, and they had the midfield to do it. It's like, but yeah, I think Bayern should be favorites to win this UCL. I think they really have something special, and they don't get it done. There's gonna be something wrong with them.
Yeah, I feel you. I'm taking Bayern.
All right, yo, it's 10 o'clock, bro. We've been at this for like an hour.
Man, and we still have like what 2 more topics to go.
Do you want to do those two? Yeah, I might as well do them. It's like we've gone this long, why not? All right, so
Let's do one more topic, and then another day we do like the other one.
do you want to do which one? I'll let you choose. You're the guest. Which one do you want to choose? Dragon Ball or Texans?
I feel like with Dragon Ball, we could take a long time.
So you want to talk Texans?
I'll talk Texans right now, yeah.
All right, Bill O'Brien.
Or as I like to call him, a clown.
So you don't agree with the trades? Well, obviously not. David Johnson washed up.
Of course not. No,
Yo, honestly,
not even the
there's so many memes. It's like trading JJ Watt for like a Tostitos Tostitos
Yeah.
pizza roll, or like
Like I saw this meme where it was like
trading DeAndre
no,
trading
who was it?
Deshaun Watson for like a bag of popcorn and like a
Yeah,
piece of salt.
No, and I saw this one. I'm like, cause it was during the what was it? We were having like a tropical storm at that time or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But like, oh no, I'm dumb. It was like during the virus. Never like there was no toilet paper, like no water and stuff.
Oh, like two rolls of toilet paper trading for Deshaun Watson and like JJ Watt, two rolls of toilet paper.
It was that one.
And like and some ear cleaning wax or something like that. It's like
Yeah.
It's like, dude, okay. I remember when I first saw that, it was in the middle of school. I broke it to my friends. They're like, dude, you're tripping balls. Why would he ever do that? It's like, no, look it up in ESPN. It's like, it actually happened. It's like, dude, there's no way they type it in. They're like, holy shit. And then just like go crazy. It's like, dude, you traded. Huh?
You were in school at that time?
Yeah, I was in school.
Really?
I got the notification in school that he did it.
I was at home.
Yeah, I was at school. I was doing something for DECA. You know that, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was doing something for DECA.
Okay.
So whenever that happened, I was actually like working.
Did I get sick again? Like I don't remember. I
was actually working. Yeah, but like that happens, and then I'm literally looking at it, it's like, dude, Nick, shut up. It's not funny. It's like they traded him David Johnson, a second-round pick, or not even a second-round pick. It was like a fourth-round pick. David Johnson, a fourth-round pick, and then like a Tostitos pizza roll. It's like for DeAndre.
No,
it's like,
I remember. It was funny
because I was one of the best wide receivers in the game for basically nothing.
Yeah.
It's like that is dude. They must have gone into Bill O'Brien's head, took out his brain, and replaced it with
here's the thing. Well, it was funny because like in Instagram you have like that search little section, and then you just go down like it's like you don't even follow like the profile, but it's like the stuff of your interest and stuff.
Yeah.
yeah. So I came up to one picture or one post, and it was like saying that the Texans are, it's been a while that the Texans were trying to get David Johnson, right? And as a fan, and the whole fan were like, yeah, we're not gonna get Lamar Miller. We lost Carlos Hyde. Duke Johnson is not really a
Every
running type
down
of
back.
wide.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not really a running back. He's more like another wide receiver, but he's still a good one, So we need another, another running back that can take load and can run the ball, right?
Yeah,
So
and it's like,
everybody
oh,
wanted
that's not
it.
that bad of a like. He's aging, but it's not that bad.
Yeah,
He
so
was in
everybody
MVP
wanted
conversations a bit ago.
David Johnson, right? But we just didn't know like who we could give up. And then it was funny because we were like, because the guy who posted it was like, so right now the Texans are talking with the Cardinals, talking for a possible trade for David Johnson. We don't know. It's not gonna be round picks because we already lost like our
Like all the
first.
draft picks for like the whole year. Yeah.
Yeah, for Kenny Stills and for Laremy Tunsil. So they put possible like Will Fuller or like who was it? Like Jonathan Joseph or Benaje
Yeah. So like,
McKinnon.
not an elite
Yeah,
piece, but like a good piece.
yeah. But and
It
then
would have
and,
been
and like
something to give
and
up,
it
but
was
it's like
funny.
okay,
No,
whatever.
because it was funny because and like it was like two little paragraph, and then in the end, don't worry guys, it's not gonna be nobody like Deshaun Watson or DeAndre Hopkins. And I was like, all right, I'm like we're good, all right.
Next
2
day.
hours comes up. 2 hours comes up, and we get a notification. DeAndre Hopkins gets traded to the Cardinals for David Johnson. Actually, not even. The first notification was that we got David Johnson, right? That was the thing. We got David Johnson, so we were all happy for a second, but we just didn't know what we gave up. Like they accepted, we got David Johnson, but we didn't know who we gave up. Like 4 minutes later, we saw it was DeAndre Hopkins, and I see all the fan pages I follow in Texans. They were like all ranting and stuff. We're like, how could this be happening? La, la, la. So I went back to the page, the same profile where he was like, it's not gonna be Deshaun Watson or Hopkins. They were like,
And wait,
damn.
hold the thought. My parents just called me. Give me a second.
All right. Yeah. Hold on, real quick.
It just sees your face frozen with the El Salvador flag and Dragon Ball Z. Damn, dude, I can only imagine how funny that would have been just to come in and just see, oh, we got David Johnson. Dope. It was like, that's not that bad. And then you see is DeAndre
Bro,
Hopkins. It's like, dang.
my
I remember
phone's
we
glitching.
traded Minka Fitzpatrick, the Dolphins. Jeez, what the heck just happened? It's like we traded Minka Fitzpatrick. It was like, really? We just traded Minka Fitzpatrick for like absolute nothing. It's like, come on. And I was
Yeah.
like,
So then,
dang. And then we traded
yeah,
Laramie Tunsil, who's like a really good locker room piece who we said we weren't going to trade for like a few
yeah.
first round picks. I was like, dang it, the Texans won this trade. And then they do that. It's like, bruh. And then
No. So
did you
then,
see that they were considering trading Deshaun Watson like right after that too? I don't know if you do you remember seeing that? They were
uh,
seriously thinking about trading him to the Seahawks for
at this point, I'm not surprised anymore. With
for
Bill
like a
Bryant,
couple for
anything
like
can happen.
Jadeveon Clowney to come back and like a couple receivers. It's like, really?
So stupid. No. So and then yeah. So then I went back to that profile where it was like it's like be DeAndre Hopkins. It was like, oh man, I'm sorry guys, I just jinxed this for us. So I was literally the first thing I did when I saw that. Of course, I threw my pillow across the room, and I literally went out. I literally went outside, and cause in my truck in the back I have like a little sticker like the Texans. I don't know if you saw it on my Snapchat,
Yeah.
and I literally ripped that thing off and I just put it on the floor. And I just left it there for like 2 weeks.
I
And I
remember,
was
yeah,
that
I think you were the first person that I roasted the crap out of as a Texans. I think you were the first person I messaged right after that happened. I was like, yo,
you're the
did you see
first
this?
one. Yep.
Yeah. And I
Mhm.
was like, yo, did you see this? Are you serious? Did this actually just happen? And then
I,
he's
I
like,
was so pissed off that I even wished that Bill Brown would have got the virus and died. I felt bad, but like man, I was so
dude, that's
pissed
so
off.
messed up, but
But
it's so true. It's like, how
but
can you be this stupid? Like,
yeah,
I remember I was talking to my mom and my dad and my brother. It was like, this guy is such a retard. For those of you
he
who are upset
is.
about the word,
But
sorry,
like
but it's true. It's like,
we not only we got like we got an okay running back. You know, he could be. He still could be one of the league's best. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. He's a good player. But like we for DeAndre Hopkins, we literally could have got more.
Yeah,
We
you
could
could have
have
gotten at
we could
least
have
like
got
2 first-round picks, and it would have been
at
like,
least
okay.
2 first-round pick, or I would even been happy if we got like, you know, Patrick Peterson, because we're still struggling in secondary.
Yeah.
You know, if you put Patrick Peterson and David Johnson and just 1 first-round pick, or probably like just a 3rd-round pick, I'll be not as
You'd be
mad. Or
like,
I'll be
you wouldn't be
okay.
up, you wouldn't be happy. It was like, okay, at least we got some value out of him.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. But really, literally, we just got like a bag of Cheetos.
it's like, dude, you gave up a 4th-round pick, a nobody, like a
And then
practice squad
the thing,
person.
the thing that got me like really pissed off was, I don't know if it was like the day after or some days before. I don't even know when, but the Stephon Diggs trade. The team that got Stephon Diggs literally gave a lot more than DeAndre Hopkins.
It's like, yeah, DeAndre Hopkins is like a top 10 player in the NFL, as voted on by the players, mind you. Like,
For
the
me,
player when they did the NFL Top 100, he was in the top 10.
yeah,
Like,
for
they all
my
acknowledged
opinion,
that he was one of the best.
he's the best one in the league.
Oh no, no.
Who are you
Julio,
saying?
Julio Jones.
Yeah, I could say Julio.
Julio Jones is the only person in fantasy football who didn't get a touchdown until week 15, and the NFL people were all like, "Oh, okay, that's all right," because he was still killing it for me. It's like,
Yeah,
I was still okay with him
but
not getting a touchdown until week like 14. It's
but I
like,
feel
how
like
many players can you say that on the offense? Like,
but I feel like
especially receiver,
with DeAndre Hopkins, you can throw any bad passes
and
that
he'll still get it.
he'll still get it. You know,
Yeah, same with
like
Julio though. But Julio,
I say Julio. I don't think Julio Jones would have the same numbers and the same stats that DeAndre Hopkins had with literally all no. Hear me out. With Brock Osweiler, with Ryan Fitzpatrick, with Ryan Mallett, Brian Hoyer, Case Keenum. Who else we had as a quarterback before Deshaun Watson?
Matt Schaub.
Yeah, Matt
Oh wait,
Schaub,
he wasn't playing with Matt Schaub.
TJ Yates. You know, like
Man, TJ Yates, TJ. I remember
bro,
going to a game and
just
we
just
were
with just
panning.
with Brock, just with Brock Osweiler, I don't think Julio Jones would have survived or done as good as DeAndre Hopkins had.
When
Just
Matt
saying,
Ryan went down, do you know who his backup was?
Schaub.
Matt Schaub.
Well,
His
Matt Schaub
backup
was
was
a
Matt
pretty good.
Schaub,
Matt
and he
Schaub
still
was a pretty
produced the
good
same
quarterback.
numbers.
I know, but Matt Schaub was actually a pretty
He
good
produced
quarterback.
400 yards of receiving. Not 400, 300. He produced like 200, 300 yards of receiving with Matt Schaub as his
Bro,
quarterback in one
I
game.
think, there was a point that Matt Schaub was like one of the best in the league, bro.
I remember he was a good quarterback. I wouldn't say best in the league. We all knew who the best player is.
Well,
He was a good manager for the team. He was a good
Pro
manager.
bowler. He was a Pro bowler.
Yeah, he was a good manager for the team, but I don't think he was one of the best. Like, I don't think
No,
you can put him
not one of the best, but he was
talent-wise, he wasn't one of the best, but for the team, he worked perfectly well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he wouldn't make it bozo plays every left and right like Brock Osweiler. Even though Brock Osweiler threw for like 30 touchdowns, he threw like 40 picks. You know, it's like
exactly.
he still produced offensively, but he just messed up so many times that it overruled that. You know,
But I'm just saying like
the problem with the Texans is the fact that Bill O'Brien, I've always said, no matter what, if he's there, they're not going to win anything. They have to move on from him. Even though he wins a lot of games, wins the division, you know, with him, they're never going to – like the Chiefs game, if they had someone else instead of him, they would have won. You know, because 4th and 1 on your own, like, 20-yard line.
I'm not trying to say this, I'm a fan, but literally last season was our year for us to go to Super Bowl. Because it was
I thought y'all could have done it. If you didn't run into the Chiefs, I thought y'all would have done it.
It was handed it to us because we're up 24-0. And
like in the second quarter, by the way.
I guess the Chiefs, exactly.
And you have the ball. Like and you have the chance to go up by 28. You know, like go up by 4.
And literally, the Titans beat the Patriots. The only people that beats us in like the playoffs, and we have literally no chance, are the Patriots with Tom Brady. And we always beat the Titans in the league. Like the Titans can never beat us. You know, maybe in a good day. But literally, we're the only team that I can probably say that we can stop Derrick Henry. You know,
that's a little bit too far.
No, man.
Dude, he was voted number 7.
I know, but look at the game against the Texans versus the Titans. Not the recent one, because the recent one it was like week 17 and we didn't start nobody.
Yeah,
we didn't start nobody. But like the other game, I think I went to that game. Nah, no, that was 2 years ago actually. But yeah, we stopped Darren Henry for like pretty good.
Derrick Henry is one of the best running backs, if not the
He
best
is.
running back in the league
He
right
is.
now.
But that's the Texans can literally. I don't know how, but we literally always be stopping running plays.
I've always thought that if they got rid of Bill Belichick, they would be fine. Or not Bill Belichick, Bill O'Brien. I mean, hell, if they got Bill Belichick, they'd win Super Bowls because he's a Super Bowl winning coach. You know, like the man knows how to do it. Even though he had Tom Brady, he's the GOAT coach with the GOAT quarterback. You know, they're expected to
Yeah.
win every year. Like, there's a reason people hated him. It's because they were so damn good. It's like Bill O'Brien's not that level. He has a good quarterback, like one of the best in the league. And in my opinion, probably the most underrated and definitely the most electric, other than Russell Wilson or Lamar Jackson for electric. You know, like he's up there with them, which is saying something. Because Lamar Jackson is like a running back at this point. You know, it's
Yeah,
like,
he is.
I know that's a joke, but it's like
It is. But
it's
it's
true.
actually
It's
true.
true. Like, yeah, he can throw now, but like the man runs first. Like that is his first primary option is to elude the defenders. You know.
Yeah.
I think he's up there, but with Bill O'Brien, they're never going to get anymore. You know, that was the chance. Like, it's like
I don't
Mario
know.
Atletico last year. It's like, this
I
is the
was,
chance to finally get it done, you
you know,
know?
I
And they
actually,
don't
I
do it
actually,
because of stupidity.
I'll be
You know?
honest. Like whenever the Hopkins trade happened and we started to like, I don't know what else he did, but there was something else that he actually did pretty stupid. I'm trying to remember.
And we're going to have to end this in like 5 minutes. So is that okay? So
Yeah,
we'll give you like 5 minutes of rant time.
I got you. But yeah, I had no expectation for the Texans. For me, the Texans might like literally beat their place in the AFC South, in my opinion. But the speed that we have in the offense now with Brandon Cooks, Kenny Stills, Will Fuller's 100%. And he actually put a pretty good amount of muscle. I don't know if you've seen his Instagram page or not, but
Yeah,
he seems like
now. He's jacked.
yeah, exactly. He seems like a different type of player now. And even Randall Cobb. Randall Cobb, he's with Aaron Rodgers. He was a really good player. You know.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's not DeAndre Hopkins.
Obviously he's not that explosive or like as fast as the way he was back then because he was obviously younger. But I don't know, having that amount of speed, you know, is dangerous. And if you notice, whenever Will Fuller was healthy, and we saw DeAndre Hopkins, Deshaun Watson main guy was actually Will Fuller because Will Fuller got open quicker than DeAndre Hopkins. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
I know. I saw that.
yeah.
I remember he had a higher speed than DeAndre Hopkins, better 40, and then like
exactly.
Will Fuller is fast. I don't know how fast y'all think Will Fuller is. He's fast. Trust me.
I'm talking about like Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson, whenever he was healthy and Will Fuller was healthy, he like most of his touchdowns or most of his thrown passes was towards Will Fuller.
Yeah, it was like 50-yard bombs to Will Fuller.
Exactly.
Will Fuller is like our Tyreek Hill. Like, obviously, he's not that quick. You know, he's not as quick as Tyreek Hill because Tyreek Hill is the fastest in the NFL. Like, obviously, he raced against. Did you see who it was? Chad Ochocinco and like Terrell Owens, and he just smoked them from like 10 yards behind. Like
and they're making fun. They're making fun because he has a weird running form and stuff.
Yeah, he caught up to them from 10 yards behind Chad Ochocinco and Terrell Owens. It's like, that's insane. You remember whenever you caught Damian Williams, the running back for the Chiefs? Whenever he would always like get a huge run, Tyreek Hill would just like sprint behind him and just like catch up to him and like get in front of him and give him a high five. It was like, dude, this guy.
Yeah, like, but for sure.
Like, he's our version of that. Like, he's our speeder.
Brandon Cooks, he's a good receiver as well.
Wasn't he the one that caught the touchdown a few years ago against the Texans as well? From Tom Brady.
Yeah, Tom Brady. Exactly.
I remember he was great that year up until the Super Bowl when he got concussion, and then he didn't play like.
Yeah, that's the thing about our whole team. We're injury prone, but if we're healthy,
it's one of the best teams, or it was one of the best teams in the AFC. I don't know about the Andrew Hopkins now.
We still can. If the way it works, like the way Bill Bryant started to scheme the system, just like play like. You know, just like throw the ball 50 yards and hope one of the fast guys catches it and just outrun defense, it's going to be good, you know? But, you know, the thing is, Deshaun Watson doesn't have that number one guy that whenever he's in trouble, you have DeAndre Hopkins there, you know?
Yeah, he now has like, instead of the number one guy and then the number two, number three, number four, he has like three number twos 2 number 3s and then with like 2 number 4s.
Yeah,
So he has
yeah.
more
But
options, but he doesn't have the better players, if that makes sense.
exactly. But so this is the thing. I think if that doesn't happen, you don't have the like your guy to go to. You can just lay in with Duke Johnson. Just go with him as a safe guy, or David Johnson. David Johnson, he's a good running back that can catch and
Catch, yeah.
get
Yeah,
yards.
1,000 yards rushing and like 1,000 yards receiving. Yeah. Or 1,500
Exactly.
rushing, like 1,000
Exactly.
receiving.
Yeah.
Dang, this
And
guy's good. He's like,
yeah, we have on paper we have a pretty good team. It's just the
you
way
have Bill O'Brien running the
it just
team.
depends. It depends how it glues together and how Bill O'Brien is gonna call the plays. Because if Bill O'Brien is calling the plays, we might not happen. But what I heard and what I've seen, I think we're actually gonna have an offensive coordinator this time. And he's gonna do the plays. He's gonna do
Yeah,
play calling.
but if Bill, I always will say this: if Bill O'Brien is on the Texans and he has a Texans uniform on, whether as like a personnel or anything like that, see at Super Bowl hopes, you ain't doing shit. He's like, dude,
Well,
it's Bill O'Brien.
the way it looks like
Find
it,
a way to screw it up.
the way it looks like it looks like Bill O'Brien ain't leaving for like anytime soon.
Yeah,
Sadly.
he's the GM and the coach. The only way he gets fired is if he fires himself.
Yeah,
Like literally, it's like Stan Van Gundy or Jeff Van Gundy or whoever it was for the Pistons. The only way he would leave is if he fired himself, and he fired himself.
So that's the only thing. And then we have okay tight ends, but we don't have like that one of the league's best tight
like
ends.
Ertz, Gronkowski, yeah, I know what you're talking
Kelsey, we don't have none of that, but we do have tight ends that we can rely on.
Yeah,
we have ones that we can rely on no matter what.
Yeah.
So it's just for me, it's keeping Deshaun Watson safe. Hope Will Fuller and Brandon Cook stay healthy as much as they can. J.J. Watt stay healthy because literally he's the only defensive guy that we have right now.
Well, Zach Cunningham, Vanderbilt dude. Yeah, the guy who went to Vanderbilt, he's a baller. And Whitney Merciless if healthy and fully functioning. Man,
I know, but
the
Whitney
days of
Merciless.
Brian Cushing are gone.
Oh man, Brian Cushing is my favorite player.
Oh wait,
man.
hold up. I still have this. Hold up. This is gonna take a second. Tell me how many of these you recognize. 56, 80, 23, 10.
Okay, all right, can you turn on the light real quick? All right, bet. All right, so you have Brandon Brooks Reed, DeAndre Hopkins, J.J. Watt, Kareem Jackson, Cushing, the GOAT Andre Johnson, and the GOAT Arian Foster.
Yep. Okay, and just for jokes.
JoJo. Jonathan Joseph.
Like, that is the day that the Texans, if they had Deshaun Watson back then and DeAndre Hopkins, like, power, that team,
definitely.
if they do,
Definitely.
if Madden ever does a historic team, they have to bring that team back.
Definitely.
Like, 100%. That team was stacked.
Definitely.
It just never accomplished anything because
we just never had a quarterback, man.
And they always went against the Super Bowl winner, Yeah, but all right. So I think we've been going for well over an hour. There's no way we haven't been going for an hour. All right. So Omar, is there anything you'd like to say to the people before we head out?
If I'm not alive by next year, it's because the Texans and the Barcelona, they kill me over stress. All right, that's all I gotta say.
All right. Well, thanks again for Omar for coming.
Thank you for having me, man.
Phrasing, yeah. But some other episode we'll probably chuck Dragon Ball and Houston Rockets. When Matthew does it, I don't know if you're going to be available for Sunday, but me and Matthew are going to do a podcast episode then. And if you want to
isn't the Rockets playing like right now? Or they were?
They were. And let me see the score. I don't get the Rockets notifications because I don't follow them. But yeah, I'm pretty sure they were playing.
Yeah. The thing about me,
Dallas is up 113-104 or 116-106 with 30 seconds left in the.
Oh wow! I don't watch the Rockets until it's like playoff mode. You know,
they're in the 6th seed right now, but that's a topic for another time. Thanks again for Omar for coming. This concludes episode 3 of In the Zone. I think that's definitely got to be a great name because we've been in the zone for like an hour.
Bro, stay safe and wear your mask, bro. Like for real, man.
All right, famous last words from Omar Mahano before he dies of stress. You know it's going to happen. All right, see you.
All right, bro.